Mm. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing, man? Um, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Yeah, I dropped this video. You've been doing horrible until now. Yeah, man. We in here, man. We in here to save the day, man. Here I come to save the day. Let's see what's going on in the. Oh man, it's a lot. It's a lot. Oh God! Now country music is racist. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Country music's racist. That's why it's good not to let black people into stuff, man. As soon as you let a black person in, they gonna cry racism. And if one white person is racist, every white person is racist. And that's all white black people have is racism.
It takes an army of people to make a great record, but I got to tell you, this is for this cowboy who's been kicking Shabuzi for a lot of years, y'all. Cody Johnson.
That's racist? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Stop letting black people into stuff, man. Stop including black people in stuff, man. This is racism right here.
It takes an army of people to make a great record. But I got to tell you, this is for this cowboy who's been kicking Shabuzi for a lot of years, y'all, Cody Johnson. It takes
Listen, racist? What do you mean racist? Like, black people make themselves bigger and more important than they really are. Like, this guy's probably not even thinking about anything racist. He probably was trying to be cool by saying the word shabuzi. That's the thing about black people. You include them in something, and then now they invented everything. Now it's cultural appropriation. Now it's like it's best to not. It's best to leave black people out of stuff. If you got something that's popping or is going strong, it's best to leave black people out of it. It's best to not even include them. Yeah, man. This was a mistake, man. To include black people in country music, man. That was a mistake, man. Just leave black people on the outside shivering and shit, looking in the window shivering. Don't never include black people in nothing, man. They're always going. They're always gonna cry racism. It's a shame, man. You let them in, and then they cry racism. You leave them out, they cry racism. Let me see. Let me put this poll up, man. We ain't did a poll in a long time, man. Let me do this poll, guys. Uh, oh God. So now, oh God, Black Friday coming up. Wow, Jesus Christ, so delusional. My elderly neighbor is a MAGA. Up until now, we have spent a lot of time together: dinners, coffee in the morning, and beer at night. I just declined his offer to get together for Thanksgiving. He looked sad, but so did I. I am sad that he voted for hate. He has a Ukrainian flag. You just want people to know you're mad about something. You little weenie. You just want somebody to know you're upset about something. You're advertising your disapproval. No one cares, man. Hope you get a flat tire or your battery dies and you need a jump. And he's the only person you can ask. Hey, man, can I get a jump? Yeah, I know I shitted on you yesterday because you voted for Trump, but I'll take a jump from a Trump supporter. I'm late for work, man. Can I get a jump from a Trump supporter? That's different. I know I said I don't want to, have dinner with you or hang out with you no more, but my battery died, man. Uh, can I get a jump? Let me get a Nazi jump. I need a good old Nazi jump for my car, man. I don't want a regular jump. I want a Nazi jump. So here's Donald Trump's new pick for Attorney General, another woman. Oh God, the libs are mad. He keep choosing women for stuff. They're literally upset about it now. Now choosing women for stuff is not good. Trump has made choosing women for positions in the White House not cool. Now it's not groundbreaking when you choose when you choose a woman for a position in the White House. It's not groundbreaking. It's not, a sign that the country's moving forward. Wow, my man did the whole swastika in the chat. Yikes. Yeah, this dude looks like a zombie, man. You need to identify as a zombie. Fuck a woman, you need to identify as a zombie. Golly, could you imagine being a little girl going into the bathroom and seeing this thing? Yikes. Transgender women are every bit as biologically female as cis women. Bisexual trans state lawmakers. Jesus Christ. And banning AOC says banning males from female bathrooms endangers girls of all kinds. Banning males from female bathrooms endangers girls of all kinds. What kind of girls? There's all kinds of girls. AOC is a moron, man.
It's disgusting. And everybody.
It's disgusting. Hold on. Is it disgusting for men to be in girls' bathroom, or it's disgusting for men to not be in girls' bathrooms?
It's disgusting. And everybody, no matter how you feel on this issue, should reject it completely.
And everybody, no matter how you feel on this issue, should reject it completely. Talk about a dictator, man. I thought Trump was the dictator.
It's disgusting. And everybody, no matter how you feel on this issue, should reject it completely. What are they doing? They're doing this so that Nancy Mace can make a buck and send a text and fundraise off an email. They're not doing this to protect people. They're endangering women. They're endangering girls of all kinds. And
yo, man, you're a nutcase, man. I ain't gonna play this game with you, man. You're a nut.
You have said you don't become a Brown until you beat the Steelers. What will it take tonight?
The horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. So I'm dependent on the Lord.
Is that the message to the team?
Day by day, one play at a time. That's the message.
Weather conditions tonight. We're expecting winds up to 15 miles per hour and a wintry mix. How will that impact your ability to throw the ball?
I am so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow, to be in true football weather in Cleveland, Ohio, at Huntington Bank Field today to give him the glory. It's a beautiful day.
Sure feels like you're playing in the AFC North.
Yo, jeez. They won too, right? Yeah, but Sonny Austin ended up winning in the end, man. Her smear campaign against Matt Gaetz ultimately forced him to step down as appointee. So Sonny wins again, man. Damn, Sonny. Sonny undefeated in these streets, man. The ghost of Sonny Austin, man. So this is the bomb that Russia. I gotta learn more about this Russian. Wow, look at this, man. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Look at this quarry. That's a quarry right there. Golly. Shit. All right, let's see what this guy's got to say, man. Everybody, smash the like button, man. What's taking y'all so long? Smash that like button, man. Smash that like button, everybody. Everybody, smash that like button, man. I'm trying to find the right category, man. What's wrong with this guy going in the women's bathroom behind your daughter, man?
So I just got home from work, and today, for the first time, I dressed fully feminine in public, in the broad light of day. It was to a luncheon at my work with the board of directors of the theater company I work for. I wore my lemon dress and my keffiyeh. And you know, it in the grand scheme of things might seem like a small victory, but you gotta let yourself celebrate your small victories.
Yo, man, a paddy wagon should just pull up and they should just throw this guy in the back of a padded fucking paddy wagon. Put him in a straight jacket and drive him straight to the mental institution, man. Look at all this hair on this guy, man. That dude is obscenely hairy, man. He's obscenely hairy. He's not even hairy. It's obscene how hairy he is.
And you know, it in the grand scheme of things might seem like a small victory, but you gotta let yourself celebrate your small victories, because there's a lot of times when those big ones feel really few and far between. And right now, for me, every little victory I get is one more step that I have taken towards being fully myself, towards not hiding who I am any longer.
He's dressed up like a woman and he's talking about he's not hiding who he is. The fact that Republicans can't just win this culture war right here, going away, it just shows you how horrible they are at politics, man. It is terrible, man. If the child on the left was old enough to pick cotton and the child on the right was old enough to attend Klan rallies, then today's children are old enough to learn about both of these and how they've led us to where we are today.
Thing. It's not a company. Elon goes into these companies and he kicks trash cans and yells at everybody. That's, by the way, his style. And he doesn't
Literally
run them.
doing that.
Yes,
Yes.
He doesn't run everything so well. I was talking to Neuralink people, and they're like, "We can't wait till he leaves because
That's
he's
the
so
brain
disruptive."
implant
Yes.
that's going to go.
Because, but he's great at being an entrepreneur and creating things. And one of the things he does well is disrupt and break. So he crashed, 90 rockets before he got the right one. NASA can't do that. Mm-hmm. Government can't do that. Government can't.
Yes, they can. NASA gets $1 billion a day or some crazy shit like that. Shut up, woman. NASA gets so much money of every fucking day from the taxpayers. Yes, they could. NASA's not real because the Earth is flat and there's nothing up there. But next,
crash because people. It's not the same thing as running a company by fiat, which he does, and he does very well in a very aggressive way, and that's fine. But it doesn't work when it comes to government. You're always.
Damn, she's shitting on goddamn Elon. These women always shitting on Republican men, and then when you say something back to them, you're fucking racist. People don't realize this, but Russia could take out the entire Ukrainian government in their sleep, and Ukraine's air defense systems wouldn't even be able to detect the incoming warheads, let alone stop them. The only reason Zelensky is alive today is that Putin allows him to.
Lost entirely in our lifetimes. I think it's insulting when members of the working class, which the Democratic Party has lost entirely in our lifetimes, to insist the economy is doing great. A 12-pack of Bounty is $40. Rich folks don't feel that. Poor folks already switched to Sparkle during the COVID, during the lockdown. And I think telling them that the NASDAQ is gangbusters is further insulting. It's insulting. I think the biggest unforced error of the Biden administration by far was the border. To tell people it's not a problem is insulting. For the working class to see incoming migrants getting welcome bags, debit cards, and motel rooms is probably insulting as well. So there's a lot of work to do. You know, it was when they handed out camo hats that said Harris Walls, and the Democrats they were kind of charmed by that. Their party has gone quinoa, and the rest of America's eating at Cracker Barrel. And so it was kind of an ironic use of something millions of Americans put on their heads to start their day every day. Yeah, they need to reach out to America again and be less about what's called suicidal empathy, worrying so much about minority groups in society and in your party that you win the argument, but you don't win the election.
Well, oh, he about to be called a racist. They about to call him a racist. Yo, 70 million people would have voted for this guy. Think about it. We live in a country where there's 70 million people that would have voted for this guy. We live in a country where there's 70 million people that would have voted for this guy. If he would have been the candidate, not Kamala, he would have got around the same number of votes. All right, let's get to this. They really did a number on my numbers, man. I tell you, man. They did a number on my numbers.
Developing story out of North Philadelphia where police are looking for the man accused in what they call a deadly road rage shooting. The victim killed after a minor crash just inside a pizza shop.
And police say it is the same pizzeria where a delivery driver was targeted by a robber and fatally shot to death outside the shop back in June. Our Kelly Rule has more.
Again, police say this was a minor crash that escalated to a fight. One driver fired 2 shots. The victim was struck once in the head. People we spoke with today say this was senseless. Philadelphia police releasing new images tonight of the man they say shot and killed.
Damn, OG, man. An OG.
Philadelphia police releasing new images tonight of the man they say shot and killed a 26-year-old in Pete's Pizza on Ridge Avenue early this morning.
The fact that he's so young, like, I don't know if he had kids or anything, and over something so simple as the street. I mean, like I said to someone before, the street doesn't belong to nobody.
Police say it all started with a minor car crash on Ridge Avenue around midnight. Investigators say cameras outside the business showed the crash, and the victim.
That ain't a minor accident, but whatever.
on Ridge Avenue around midnight. Investigators say cameras outside the business showed the crash, and the victim stayed on scene. Police say the shooter also pulled over, and the pair spoke outside of the vehicles. Police say the victim then walked inside to Pete's Pizza, and the shooter followed him inside. Cameras inside the business show the two get into a physical fight. Then police say the shooter fired possibly 2 shots, one striking the victim in the head, killing him. The shooter then got back into his vehicle and drove off.
I think it's sick. I mean, how can you get that mad to shoot somebody for something that happened? That was already.
I will say this though, you can't get mad when you're in your car. It's a different type of anger you feel. Road rage is a real thing. When you're in your car and somebody does something, you do want to kill them though. Press 1. Let's keep it a buck. If somebody pisses you off and you're in your car, you do want to kill them. Just be honest, man. Be honest. Where's everybody who's honest, man? Somebody cuts you off or give you the finger, you do want to kill them, though. Like, I will admit that. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I be wanting to kill people for that shit. I might just be a sunman psychopath, but I do be wanting to kill people.
Already over with anyway.
It's expected, so like it really don't change anything for me. But like at the same time, like you don't want to see it, and like you hope like stuff like this doesn't happen.
Neighbors Chuck Meter and CJ Anderson saw the aftermath, taking them right back to June when there was a similar police presence on their block. During that incident, police say a 29-year-old delivery driver for Pete's Pizza was found shot to death in his car after an apparent robbery. The pair say crashes happen frequently on this block, but this should have never escalated.
I feel bad about that too. He's a kid. He's a kid. And it's Christmas and Thanksgiving. You know, it's pretty bad.
If you recognize the man in those pictures, police are asking that you give them a call. You could also submit a tip anonymously by calling 215-686-TIPS. Reporting outside police headquarters.
And now to a shocking scene in West Oak Lane where a neighbor dispute turned deadly and 3 people are now dead. Philadelphia police say a man killed the couple next door and then turned the gun on himself.
Police also say other neighbors told them the trio had been feuding for a long time. Steve Keeley has the details.
This is horrible.
Dejane Diago witnessed the autumn afternoon on Walnut Lane suddenly turn from tranquil to terrifying. Hearing gunshots just before 4 p.m., and then looking up to see her neighbor right across the street with a gun, shooting and killing the couple right next door to him as the couple, 77 and 76 years old, came home with their groceries and were walking.
Wow, killed a 77 and 76-year-old.
Terrifying. Hearing gunshots just before 4 p.m., and then looking up to see her neighbor right across the street with a gun, shooting and killing the couple right next door to him as the couple, 77 and 76 years old, came home with their groceries and were walking up their front steps. Going in his house, he says, after the first round of gunfire, and watching him come back outside to shoot the victims again.
He went in the house, came back out the house. He shot the lady on the ground again. Then he shot the man 3 times. He turned around and looked across the street at my brother.
And then she watched in horror as he shot and killed himself. She then ran over to try and help the woman shot, who was somehow still alive.
She was on the ground and she was still breathing. So we ran over there and I took off my hoodie to try to
CPR?
To try to put pressure on the wound, and she was just gurgling, and we just kept saying, like, just stay with us, stay with us. As I was applying pressure to her, the niece came with somebody else, and she started to like have an emotional breakdown, and then I was trying to calm her down. And the cops came and lifted the lady up and just threw her in the back of the cop car.
Those first police rushed the woman to Einstein Hospital, hoping to save her life, but she was pronounced dead at 4:13 p.m. The 2 men pronounced dead right here on the scene.
The 2 males, the shooter and the 77-year-old male, are both on the steps.
Once police cleared the scene, you could see how the 2 front doors face each other and how the 2 homes share this walkway to those front doors and these front steps leading to their homes. Somehow, police say the shared walkway, common on so many Philadelphia row homes, and some prior arguments here turned into one last deadly confrontation today.
Neighbors said that the shooter and the two victims were involved in some verbal disputes in the past. Unknown if it happened today, but we're getting information that there were some disputes in the past between these neighbors.
In West Oak Lane, Steve Keeley.
But again, we are stronger together. Let's remain united and let's stand against any violence that happens in the city of New Orleans.
A daytime shooting in the French Quarter left 1 dead and 3 injured, and now police need your help finding suspects. That's coming up just now. This all happened this afternoon after a brazen shooting in the French Quarter. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Devin Bartolotti.
And I'm Sharice Gibson. One suspect was quickly arrested. We're told he was wearing an ankle monitor, and police are asking for your help to find 2 others linked to the shooting.
Now, this all happened just after noon near the corner of Royal and Iberville. Our Rachel Hanley was there moments later and has the very latest.
Hours after the city's second mass shooting in a week, we have the names and faces of who police think were behind it.
This is, such a tragic thing.
NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick gave an update on the investigation Thursday evening. She says,
only in America would. Which one of these people is the police chief, man? Which one of these people is in charge of stopping Sunman crime in Blakistan? Can you guess? Make sure you hit the like button. Everyone hit the like button, man. We doing terrible on likes, man. This is god awful how we doing on likes, man. We're not getting any likes, man. Jesus Christ. Make sure you take the $5 challenge to support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat. Sponsor the show, guys. Sponsor the show. You see they fucking with the numbers. You see what they doing to the numbers, right? Salute to my man Ike, man. Ike says no sleep challenge, man. Shout out to you, man. It is a challenge, man. It is a challenge. Salute to Pamela Anderson, man.
Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick gave an update on the investigation Thursday evening. She says around 12:30, a group of people opened fire on Iberville Street between Royal and Bourbon.
Boom, 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 real fast.
Some witnesses told us they heard about 10 shots. Others say they heard closer to 40. In the end, 4 people were hit.
There was a guy laying on the ground. He was twitching. Blood was coming out of him.
Visitor Joe Connolly saw one of those victims on the sidewalk on Canal Street, which is a block from where the shooting happened.
When I first saw it, I was just sad, still sad, traumatized.
That victim survived, and so did 2 others. But one, who we now know was a 27-year-old woman, died at the hospital. Around the same time, the Times-Picayune New Orleans Advocate published this screenshot from a crime camera on Iberville. It shows 2 people in masks getting out of a silver sedan. NOPD officers found that same car on Crowder Boulevard in New Orleans East.
Well, we got that vehicle within about an hour. We arrested a person out of that vehicle.
Thursday night, the NOPD identified that suspect as Nicholas Miorana and said he was wearing an ankle.
Nicholas Miorana. Damn, boy, you in deep shit, man.
Monitor when he was arrested. They're still looking for Daniel Miorana and Daryl Adams. All 3 suspects are charged with second-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted second-degree.
Wow, second degree, okay. Not first degree. Okay, y'all might as well turn yourselves in, man. It's only second degree, man.
Murder. Superintendent Kirkpatrick urged them to turn themselves in.
I want peace in this city, and I'm not trite when I say that. That is my goal.
Until then, they'll keep looking. Businesses in the quarter will tape up bullet holes, and another local family will grieve a loss. Rachel Handley, WWL, Louisiana.
One of the suspects wanted by the NOPD is also wanted for a September 25th shooting on Dorset Street. That's Daryl Adams. Now take another look at your screen. Look at him and the second suspect.
Man, he's wanted for another shooting. Damn. He been active, man. Yeah. There goes the old myth that we're lazy, man. Lazy my ass. There we go. Numbers on.
Daniel Mariana. If you know where they are, you asked to call Crime Stoppers. Now, despite a week of alarming violence in the city, crime is still actually down. As of Monday,
Despite a week of alarming violence in the city, crime is actually down. No, ma'am. If there's been a week of alarming violence, crime is up. Press 1.
where they are, you asked to call Crime Stoppers. Now, despite a week of alarming violence in the city, crime is still actually down. As of Monday, 124 people were victims of a homicide. At this time last year, that number was 204. And in 2022, which was one of our most deadly years in decades, 243 people.
Yeah, but this week crime is up, man. You just said it.
And the second suspect, Daniel Mariana. If you know where they are, you asked to call Crime Stoppers. Now, despite a week of alarming violence in the city, crime is still actually down. As of Monday, 124 people were victims of a homicide. At this time last year, that number was 204. And in 2022, which was one of our most deadly years in decades, 243 people had been killed.
The fact that there was a mass shooting on Sunday, and then another one today, is alarming when you see them stack up like that. But when you look at the numbers of fatal and non-fatal shootings year to date in the city, the numbers are lower this year than they were at the same point in time last year.
You heard Mayor LaToya Cantrell's message earlier. Councilman Freddie King, whose district covers the Quarter, said, quote, "This afternoon, a senseless act of violence in the French Quarter claimed 1 life and injured 3 others. My deepest condolences go to the victims and their families during this difficult time." And Council President Moreno referenced Sunday's mass shooting, saying, quote, "These shootings are not linked to certain gatherings or locations. This is an overall gun violence problem throughout our city, and we cannot stand for it. This is not who we are, and those responsible will be apprehended and fully."
Man, it's New Orleans. This is definitely who you are. This is not who we are. What the fuck kind of statement is that? Did you see how many murders you had last year and the year before? It's definitely who you are.
So just kind of tell me, start to finish, what happened out here? What'd you see?
Well, I was in front of the Monteleon Hotel in the 200 block of Royal, and right when I was nearing the corner, there was probably around 30 to 40 rounds of gunfire, and I could tell it was coming from towards the Bourbon Street side, and so I ran back towards the hotel area, and then I saw that there was a silver in color, I believe it was a Honda 4-door car, that sped down Iberville Street, and then there was also 2 men. One had a red jacket and long braids, and he was running down World Street towards Canal. When I made it to the corner, I saw that there was a homeless woman who had been shot. She was on the ground.
Wow.
And then also there was a police officer on foot. He was coming from Charter Street, and he ran over and he started calling in on his radio.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Can you kind of describe what the scene was like? You know, were there people around? Were there?
Well, at that time, there weren't very many people out. There were a few people standing in front of the hotel. There were not very many people out on the street. That's why that silver car stuck out, because it was like the only car that was really out at that time.
You said it was kind of speeding off.
Yeah, very much so.
What was that like for you? Being right here on the street and hearing, you said 30 rounds of gunshots.
Well, I've been out on in the French Quarter when there have been other shootings, but I've never heard one where there was like 30 or more rounds. I'm just speculating here, but it would lead me to assume that this was a shootout where there were people shooting from both sides.
And was that, kind of scary for you? What was going through your mind as you heard the gunshots?
Well, I just wanted to get back towards where the hotel was to try to get inside. But when it was over with, it did last a long time. It seemed like a long time. But then I wanted to see what was happening outside to see if I could, give any info as far as what happened or who was involved.
And you said you called 911?
Well, I did, but I really didn't have to spend very long on the phone because there was a police officer on foot. He was coming from Charter Street, and he was running over on foot. So right when I saw him, he was already calling it on the radio. I hung up from 911. They did send me a text, and then they called me back, and I explained to them that there was already a police officer on the scene.
And what did that officer on the scene have to say to you?
He didn't tell me anything. He was running around. He was the only officer on the scene. He was running around from one side to the other side, trying to see if there was anybody else that was shot. But as far as I could tell, it was only one. It was a homeless woman who was shot.
Jesus Christ.
Well, right now, police are investigating what led up to a shooting near a popular restaurant in the French Quarter today. So here's what we know right now. One suspect, 28-year-old, was tracked down and arrested by police. But two others right here, a 21-year-old and a 29-year-old, they are still on the run tonight. But police think that they are really close to catching them.
And we now know more about the victims. One woman was killed, 3 others were shot. And now popular restaurants are cleaning up the scene that unfolded today on Iberville and Royal Street.
And that's where we find WDSU reporter Jonah Gilmore with the latest on the investigation. Jonah?
So, Gina, you can see what's left of that crime scene here in the French Quarter. You can see there's some blue tape covering the glass where bullets went through Dickie Brennan's restaurant. And tonight, police urging the suspects who did this to turn themselves in.
And it was probably 30 to 40 rounds within 2 or 3 minutes.
Those rounds of bullets Logan Harrington heard killed a woman and injured 3 others.
I never thought it would be within 5 feet of me. I mean, I looked and he was right there. I never thought it would have happened.
New Orleans police identified 3 suspects, Nicholas Miorana, Daniel Miorana, and Daryl Adams. According to police, Nicholas was wearing an ankle monitor at the time of the shooting, and they recovered one of multiple guns used in the crime.
What I know and what I saw were 3 shooters. That does not mean there wasn't additional people in the car.
The car police say was used in the shooting was found miles away in New Orleans East near I-10 and Crowder. According to NOPD, detectives were able to obtain search warrants for the vehicle and a home, finding evidence in both.
You see the videos and the pictures that's circulating on social media that they had masks on. So they were prepared to do this.
Police say the person killed was a 27-year-old woman, and ages of the other victims range from 24 to 40. Councilman Freddie King represents the area. He believes this sort of crime is hard to prevent.
I don't know if police presence would have prevented this shooting because these individuals clearly wanted to do this.
NOPD Superintendent Anchor Patrick says this shooting is the 3rd in less than a week that injured multiple people, saying she wants to put an end to violence now.
So I'm going to do everything my abilities to bring peace to this city.
Oh, God. Grandma's going to bring peace to New Orleans.
This has been going on for a very long time, and this family has had about all they can take. Now they're begging for help.
My mom was bleeding in the face. Her tooth was knocked loose. She had scratches all over her chest. She was bleeding profusely. Who wants to see their parent like that? You feeling okay?
Since 2020, Stephanie Mendez's mother, Zoida, has endured unprovoked physical attacks and ongoing harassment from her neighbor, Nancy Varela.
If you get no respect, you're an ugly ass.
Varela has vandalized property in the neighborhood and continues to threaten Zoida. This was captured on October 23rd.
What the?
She stole my peace, my soul.
Zoida says she is consumed by anxiety and fear, constantly worried her neighbor could strike at any moment.
I used to be like brave, so active. So since that day, changed all my life. Todo cambió.
Restraining orders have been filed against Varela, which she has repeatedly violated. And although Varela has been arrested multiple times,
she's usually released within a day or a couple of days.
That's why Stephanie took her plea to the Santa Ana City Council this week, desperately seeking help for her mother.
My family has been dealing with this for almost 5 years now, and nothing has stopped our violent neighbor. Not calls to the police, not restraining orders, not court hearings, not arrests, not jail time.
Santa Ana Mayor Valerie Amezcua issued a statement that says in part, I have full faith in the Santa Ana Police Department to thoroughly investigate and address this matter to the full extent that the law allows.
It lacks any kind of accountability. It lacks any kind of plan. What is the plan?
For now, Zoida continues to feel like a prisoner in her own home.
Wow.
No tengo quien me defienda.
Wow. Poor lady.
A gruesome attack in West LA leaves a UCLA grad hospitalized.
Yeah, her attacker now behind bars as she recovers from multiple stab wounds. KCAL's Lustelia Caballero with more on how that suspect scaled the building to get inside.
Wow.
A frightening attack in a West Side bedroom rattling the neighborhood.
Our victim was asleep in her second floor apartment. She awoke to the suspect standing over her.
That victim identified in an online fundraiser as 24-year-old Yael Itzkowicz of Israel, a UCLA graduate pursuing a career.
Well, she's pretty. She was attacked in her sleep. That's gotta be horrifying to wake up and see a man standing over you.
In acting.
He jumped on her. They started a struggle. He told her to be quiet.
Police say 27-year-old Gerardo Solorzano of Los Angeles broke into Itzkowicz's apartment.
Who?
Solorzano of Los Angeles broke.
Be quiet.
Police say 27-year-old Gerardo Solorzano of Los Angeles broke into
Gerardo?
Told her to be quiet.
Police say 27-year-old Gerardo Solorzano of Los Angeles broke into Itzkowicz's apartment near South Bundy Drive and Iowa Avenue around 3:30 in the morning on October 26th.
Most people feel safer.
Officer Eileen Lomas with LAPD saying Solorzano cut through a screen and pried the window open to get in.
There are a lot of trees outside of buildings that people can use to scale. There are shrubbery, sometimes ladders left over.
In this online fundraising platform, Itzkowicz recounts what she lived through, saying, before I could fully process what was happening, he jumped onto my bed and started choking me.
During the struggle, he pulled out a large knife and he stabbed her repeatedly.
Itzkowicz goes on to say, and when he aimed the knife at my face, I grabbed the blade with my hand, resulting in deep cuts to my palm and fingers.
Her screams awoke neighbors. The neighbors called police. The suspect fled the apartment.
When law enforcement arrived, neighbors directed them to where Solorzano fled to, which officials say was not far from where the stabbing happened.
And the suspect was taken into custody after the officers found him on a nearby rooftop.
Officials say Itzkowicz and Solorzano did not know each other and believe this was a random attack.
Charges were filed for attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon.
Nearby residents reacting to the news.
It's really scary, especially since we're both around the same age and we go to UCLA, so we feel pretty connected to that. But yeah, that is really scary.
Police now reminding people to keep doors and windows locked at all times.
Even if you're on an upper floor, because there are ways to get up if someone really wants to.
We're told Itzkowicz sustained serious injuries, was taken to the hospital, and is now recovering at home. Lustelia Caballero, KCAL News.
Yikes. Yikes. That's terrifying, man. I ain't gonna lie, that's horrifying.
Well, right now, police are investigating.
Wake up. Like that. Wake up to that. Yikes.
Aaron, so just kind of tell me, start to finish.
Yikes.
hear this elation.
This beautiful white couple. They white. They named Pillsbury. The Pillsburys. This beautiful white couple, man. These Americans, man. Yikes. Hard-working Americans.
I could hear this elation in the detective's voice, and he said, "We got him. We got him."
A Tennessee man has now been arrested a year and a half later after 22-year-old Mercedes Vega was found inside a burned car in Arizona.
Now, in a statement released yesterday, a spokesperson with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office in Arizona identified the person arrested as 22-year-old Sincere Hayes, as you see.
Shocking, man. I'm shocked. Press 1 if you're shocked, man. If you're floored by this revelation, man. Press 1. Come on, guys. Press 1 if you're shocked, man. Press 1 if you just can't believe this, man. White supremacy don't take no days off, man. White supremacy doesn't take a day off framing this guy for this murder, man. You know this guy didn't do it.
Got him.
A Tennessee man has now been arrested a year and a half later after 20.
Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Take the $5 challenge. Support the channel, guys. Support the channel, guys.
22-year-old Mercedes Vega was found inside a burned car in Arizona.
Now, in a statement released yesterday, a spokesperson with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office in Arizona identified the person arrested as 22-year-old Sincere Hayes, as you see pictured here. Now, the statement says that Hayes was arrested in Tennessee by the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. And our Chattanooga's Fallon Howard is joining us live in studio now with more details. Fallon, good morning.
Good morning, Dane and Hannah. That's right. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office inmate records say Sincere Hayes was arrested on November 11th and is being held with no bond. We did some digging and got in contact with a news station in Phoenix, Arizona, who spoke with the parents of Mercedes Vega. They recall when they got a knock at the door from law enforcement on April 17th, 2023.
We called the detective and we were like, explain to us what is going on. And that is when he told us that Mercedes was abducted and that she'd been hit over the head and forced into a vehicle, and that she was shot through her right arm, and that she had been burned alive.
Yeah, we didn't find out a lot of the information, like the bleach in her throat, till after
6 months later,
until
when
after
we got her autopsy.
The Pillsburys are getting ready for another Christmas without their daughter.
Can they say the N-word? Do they get an N-word pass, man? Do they get an N-word pass? Jesus Christ. What's going on, man?
Yo, they get a sunward pass, but they gotta apologize right after. Only condition.
Damn. That's a rough one. Killed that beautiful girl, man. That girl's beautiful, wasn't she? Where's she at? Let's see it. This girl's beautiful, man. Yeah, there she goes right there. Beautiful, man.
I wonder, was he dating her, or what
No, he just kidnapped her. He just kidnapped her. Oh, I think it was just random.
That's crazy because that never happens. That's crazy because that never happens.
Yeah, man. Crime is down though.
She was shot through her right arm, and that she had been burned alive.
Yeah, we didn't find out a lot of the information, like the bleach in her throat, till after
6 months later,
until
when we got her autopsy.
Poor bleach.
The Pillsbury's are getting ready for another Christmas without their daughter, but they're relieved to know they're getting closer to getting justice.
How is that not a hate crime? He burned her alive. He poured bleach in her throat and burned her alive and shot her. Like, there's a lot of things he did to that girl.
Yes.
what gives us is that she's going to be vindicated and she is going to get justice.
We have reached out to the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office for more details on Hayes' arrest. Reporting in studio for our Chattanooga, I'm Fallon Howard. Dane Hanna, back to you.
Thank you so much, Fallon. And the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office in Arizona is working with attorneys to get Hayes extradited and back to Maricopa County in Arizona. Now, I just want to walk us through a timeline of events of the night of Vega's death. We know that she left her apartment around 9 o'clock on, I believe it was April 16th, 2023. She had plans to go see friends. She ended up by abruptly canceling those plans with her friends, saying that she was going to work. Later on, they found her car about a mile away from her apartment complex with the keys still inside and parked illegally. And they did later find her body in that burning car with all of those traumatic injuries that we heard about, the bleach in her throat, the gunshot wound to her arm, and that head trauma as well.
You know, obviously we're waiting on a lot more details, but I think it's fair to argue what this amounts to is essentially torture. And we, don't know all the details about it. Sounds like the parents believed that she did not know, Hayes at all. So we don't know if, what the motive was behind that murder, or if this was just a random event. But again, her body found in that burning car.
She didn't know him. He just ran, just seeing a hot Latina and was like, yo, I gotta have that.
She's not a glider queen?
Nah, she's a Latina, man.
That son, man, could have literally said on camera, I'm doing this to you because you're an hombrita, and they still would have hit him with the hate crime.
Well, somebody's in these look like two gliders to me, but she has he had like some Mexican shit on his wrist or some shit. These do look like gliders. I say these are gliders. No, these are gliders. These are gliders. Yeah. Just all the angels and shit. That shit look like Mexican shit.
Where's the Aztec shit at, right? Where's like the sun got it.
He just seen her. He just saw her. He just was like, she was leaving her apartment. He saw her and was like, oh, yeah.
Well, one thing's for sure. 2 lives were lost that night.
Yeah, 2 lives were lost, man. This is so sad, man. 2 lives were lost, man. I'm sure the parents would say some stupid shit like that. Like, I feel bad for his family too.
My God. My God. Look, I'm all for being a good Christian, but give me a break,
Salute to Jose, man. Jose's he takes the $5 challenge, man. He says 6 because of inflation. Yeah, man, we need to make it the $6. Everybody take the $6 challenge, man, because of inflation, man.
The $6.50.
Right, the $7 challenge, man. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. Shout out to Merlin, man. Shout out to him taking the $5 challenge, man. Everybody take the $7 challenge, man. Take the $7 challenge, man. What's up, Mark? Have you ever seen a hot chick and just been like, yo, I gotta have that, man, and bonked upside the head with a
Nah, that's caveman shit.
With a bleach
caveman shit. Nah. That's caveman shit right there, man. That's sick.
You never did that, man?
Nah.
You haven't lived until you did that, man.
I just don't get why we just can't X them out. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, like the Africans, they got it on that one. But the
I'm telling you.
tires, how come we just can't X them out for something like this?
Constitution, man. This is not. This society wasn't made. That Constitution wasn't written with this type of genus in mind. This type of
Right.
DNA, man.
Yo, can you imagine if the founding fathers could have had like this like vision? They would
Man, of
immediately like, oh, we gotta rewrite this shit right here.
course. I said that at work one time to one of my friends. He started laughing. I was like, the founding fathers is fucking rolling in their graves, man.
Telling you.
Shit.
Yo, if we could time travel, these gladiators would like kill the gladiator that's about to buy the first slave. They'll snipe his ass out.
I'm telling you. Hold it down for 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right.
Yo,
Man, this
Wicked.
story's crazy. What's up,
Who,
bro?
who would the founding fathers kill first? The liberals first or the
Oh,
radicals?
what
The
do you mean?
radical blacks. Like if the founding fathers came back,
I feel like they would. You gotta kill the liberal gliders, right?
yeah, they'll kill them first and
You
fast.
gotta
Like
kill them
they're like, listen, you guys are causing mayhem. We'll worry
Be-
about the N words later.
because the radicals are kind of like led by the liberal gliders. You know what I mean? The Jews crew gliders. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
they'll
They're
get
kind of
rid
like
of them.
they're kind of being like led by them. You know?
Yeah,
It feels like, and then worry about them later, like you said. But man, dude, this is
this
crazy.
Ambrita is pretty, man. This is sick, man.
Yeah,
You know
but
I
they
love
they,
my
they look like
Ambritas.
but they look like gliders though, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. Some Ambrita, like Colombia, they look like gliders.
No, no, I got you,
Uh,
but they look like outright gliders though. Like they don't. I mean, I get the whole Hispanics are like all up and down the scale, right? The color
hmm
scale, but these
hmm
look like gliders to me. Even the way they were talking, their parents. These are not. I mean, they I don't know. They look like gliders to me.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
I don't know. I mean, call me crazy.
They That could be Argentina. You never know.
I mean, yeah, maybe so, but even they got a little bit of like sabor, a little flavor.
A
Even
little.
then.
I went down there. It's more glidery.
Yeah,
It's more
yeah.
good.
No, I feel you, but they still have the burrito. I get what
It's
you're
salsa.
saying.
I know
They,
what
I
you
mean,
mean. They still got
yeah,
that
yeah.
salsa.
Like even like
They,
for
they don't got no salsa.
right, they don't got none. Like if you like hear Messi and them talk, you can still tell that they're on burritos,
You can,
even though
yeah. I know
yeah,
what you mean.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, let me ask you a question. Someone in the chat got my attention.
hmm
Um, do you think Juice Crew are gliders or not?
Starting to think like fishermen, man. But see, I understand what fish means. I think it's the Juice Crew upper launch. Not all Juice Crew they're not all bad because some of them are naive. They don't know what's going on.
But what I'm
But
saying though is, do you think that they're gliders though? That's what I'm at.
they
That's what I'm.
they phenotype as gliders, but
Right,
they're not
right.
gliders. They're not
How do you,
gliders.
how are if their phenotype is gliders? How are they not gliders?
Some type of DNA. I think what was it? I think I found out about it. So it's some type of DNA that goes through their line, and they don't have the same blood type
Yeah,
as
you know why
gliders.
I fucking hate the they're not gliders argument, because it goes to their whole bullshit Gentile and Semite argument. It's like fuck you, you're not special. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like
I
this whole
totally
the
agree.
the fact that we're like giving them this extra bump or nah, fuck that. They're gliders, dude. I mean,
I do agree,
isn't it a
but they
fact
don't
that
act
those
like it. They don't act like it. I mean,
but it's a matter of fact that really the Jewish crew, they're not necessarily even Semites. They migrated from Europe. They migrated from from the Iberian Peninsula and all throughout Europe. And and from what I understand anyway, but most of the juice crews are look, I think they're gliders, man. I get that they're different gliders, but I mean it
Act, you got
is like an East European glider the same as like Swedish glider? Nah. You know what I mean?
no, because European gliders, Eastern European gliders, when I go traveling, they're a little more friendlier or they're more to themselves. They're totally different from regular gliders.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to get at. Like,
Yeah.
I just hate how we've all bought into this, like their bullshit narrative about how they're, even when even when I read the Bible, right? Because I do read it, I have a
Hmm.
very hard time hearing about like, oh, Abraham this and Isaiah that. It's like I'm hearing of all these fucking Juice Crew fucks, you know what I mean? And I try to get past it, but because I don't think that they're chosen nothing, and I don't entertain that Gentile others. I don't do none of that. Fuck all that. You know what I mean? I get what society has done as far as embracing that. Do you get what I'm trying to say, bro?
I get it, but they don't want to get it. And
Yeah,
like Fish said, they
How we heard
if
about
Fish, if Fish goes down there, they could tell he's not one of them.
man. Look, listen. I guess so, man. But some of
Or
them you
hot
cannot.
black, or hot black.
I
I don't
guess
know.
some of them you could tell, man. But there's some on burritos you can't tell they're on burritos, and then there's some that it's obvious they're on burritos. You know what I mean?
I do.
Like this family here, we don't even know. We're like over here apprehensive about what they are. You get what I mean? But I don't know.
Now these are gliders.
I think they're gliders personally.
These are gliders.
Oh,
What
look
do you
at the
call it?
name. Look at the name.
But
That says glider.
they may be gliders like from Mexican ancestors because a lot of Mexicans are white.
I mean, look, I guess.
You don't think there's white Mexicans? The
Oh,
conquistadors, they're
but Chief, look, Chief, you know that I know what you're saying. I know intimately what you're saying, but I don't think these are all I'm saying, based on my
Mhm.
experience anyway.
Okay. Hey man, let's see some more about this guy.
Thank you. More than a year and a half after Mercedes Vega was taken from her Tempe apartment, tortured and murdered, ultimately found inside of a burning car west of the valley, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office has made an arrest in this case.
22-year-old Sincere Hayes tracked down in Tennessee last week, and officials are now working to extradite him back here to Arizona. I-Team reporter Bianca Bono joins us live in studio. So, Bianca, what do you know about this suspect?
Well, in the last hour, we've received a copy of his waiver of extradition stating he's facing a first-degree murder charge. Still, we know that more arrests in connection to Mercedes Vega's murder are coming. But we have learned that at just 22 years old, this suspect has an extensive criminal history. We've also learned that he's from the same Tennessee city as a different suspect accused of robbing Vega at gunpoint before she was killed.
Oh, so he wasn't alone.
Records from Tennessee and Alabama obtained by the 12 News I-Team shedding light on the suspect at the center of a high-profile murder case in Arizona.
It does give us some piece to know that the player that probably had the most to do with it is in custody.
22-year-old Sincere Hayes was arrested by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office Homicide Unit in connection to the gruesome death of Mercedes Vega. Vega was last seen in April of 2023, walking to her car in the parking garage of her Tempe apartment. Records show the 22-year-old woman was tortured and ultimately found inside of a burning car on the I.
Tortured. They tortured her.
Ouch. Man,
Then
this
pour
is sick.
the bleach down her throat. That means that they may
Trying
have ejaculated in her throat and tried to kill the DNA. They probably how they remember that case, the Christian that couple that got killed
Oh
in
yeah, yeah,
Tennessee,
brutally
and then they
killed.
poured
Yeah,
the bleach down. all on her and shit. Like Bleach, these are savages, man.
Right.
Savages.
Was tortured and ultimately found inside of a burning car on the I-10 freeway near Tonopah hours later. Her case unsolved for more than a year and a half. An agonizing wait for her parents.
It's a terrible, terrible, horrible, horrific club to be a part of. Losing a child there's no words.
Vega's horrific attack was at the hands of multiple suspects, but Hayes is the first arrest announced by authorities. The 22-year-old from Chattanooga's criminal history as an adult dates back to at least May of 2021 when he was arrested in DeKalb County, Alabama. He was indicted the following February for intentionally receiving a stolen gun. Hayes has a criminal record in his home state of Tennessee, too. Records show in May of this year, the Chattanooga Police Department responded to a shots fired incident and were ultimately led to Hayes, who was found with multiple weapons, one of which was stolen. He was arrested, then released on a $5,000 bond. Weeks later,
What
he was
a
arrested.
what a country. What a country. What a country, man.
$5,000.
What a racist country.
I know. Openly, nakedly racist. Wow.
Arrested again by the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office for driving under the influence and speeding, and again was found illegally possessing a firearm.
State versus Young.
Hayes' arrest in connection to Vega's death comes as Cujo Young is still awaiting trial for allegedly robbing Vega at gunpoint in 2020, 2.5 years before she was killed. Young is on.
Yo, she had a rough time with sons, man.
Wow.
God, dog.
Jesus Christ.
She had
I wonder if she was adjacent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she got to stop fucking with sons. I think she was about to get her away from her son phase, but it was too late.
But I mean, there's no indication that she was son adjacent,
Yeah,
right?
she just was walking down. She's just going to her car, and this dude attacked her. This guy robbed her. I mean, it's like
Jesus.
I mean, maybe she could just like see a son and run. Like every time you see a son person, you run.
Right. But even her, right? Say we could bring her back from the dead, right? And she was to like
She'd vote for Kamala. She would definitely vote for Kamala.
Right, but what I'm saying is, and she was to have prejudice, right? We would still say she's wrong for having prejudice.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually not like all that remarkable when you think about it. Like, okay, so she was a victim of 2 crimes, and both of them were Sunday. Like when you think about it like that, it's not really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we put it that way. Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, God, a robbery and a murder, torture murder. He was from Tennessee too, so the Tennessee to Tempe pipeline is strong, man.
Right, yo, man, dude, fuck. I'm at a loss for. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm at a loss for words, man.
Tennessee. I'm sure they're loving having all these migrants from Tennessee out there, man.
As far as like the Venezuelans, or what do you mean?
No, these migrants from Tennessee. These migrants.
Oh shit! Right.
And speeding, and again was found illegally possessing a firearm.
State versus Young.
Hayes' arrest in connection to Vega's death comes as Cujo Young is still awaiting trial for allegedly robbing Vega at gunpoint in 2020, 2.5 years before she was killed. Young is also from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and at the time of her death, Vega was aiding in his prosecution. 12 News has repeatedly asked MCSO if the cases are connected, but they have declined to comment.
I believe that we are very, very close.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So she was cooperating.
Yeah, damn. That's crazy. If that is connected, man, they went overboard with it. Like, you know?
Just think about it like this, though. Like, you're this guy, and you're one life. All the shitty diapers your parents changed, all the fucking,
the
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 days you
formula,
woke,
the
yeah,
formula.
the days you woke up and the things you've been through,
Right.
you're gonna end up in prison for the rest of your life for kidnapping some girl that was testifying against another guy in a robbery case that
Right.
would have probably gotten the guy. The guy probably would have got like fucking 6 months at the most,
Right.
or
Time
maybe
served.
even yeah, or probation, and you fucking like you like literally like will never. This guy will never. Once they a jury sees all this shit and like this guy will never see the outside of a jail cell again, and it's like you did all that to silence it's just that's why the streets are so fucked up, right? Because the things you do, I could understand him like, yo man, this bitch testifying against me, man. Go ahead, I need y'all whack this bitch. And then like, all right, we got you. And it's like, nah, man. It makes sense when y'all all dumb and together and gangsters and gangbanging. But when he's 40, that's just not gonna make any fucking sense.
Well, I mean, on the bright side for this guy, from what we saw yesterday, man, he got. I mean, I'm sure they got female seat over. He's going right. He'll be all right.
Yeah, that's true. Some sister give him something behind the wall.
Homicide unit in connection to the gruesome death of Mercedes
Jesus
Vega. Vega
Christ.
found illegally possessing in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And at the time of her death, Vega was aiding in his prosecution. 12 News has repeatedly asked MCSO if the cases are connected, but they have declined to comment.
I believe that we are very, very close to having all parties arrested.
And the NBC affiliate in Chattanooga attempted to speak with residents at Hayes' last known address, but nobody answered the door today. It's worth noting, with regards to his 2021 case out of Alabama, the district attorney there determined they would no longer prosecute him. An Alabama court staffer today told me the dismissal came after an investigator on that case was arrested themselves. That dismissal happened on April 10th, 2023, 7 days before Vega was killed.
Wow. They dismissed his case 7 days before Vega was killed. Think about this. You get a fucking serious charge dismissed, and you don't go, whew, that was good. That was close. Let me turn my life around. That motherfucker killed somebody 7 days later in 2,000 miles away. He traveled 2,000 miles to kill somebody 7 days later.
Yeah. I don't think people understand that. Just how unsafe we are. You know what I mean? Like I get it's like how we've talked about the New York City subways, right? How it's so many people that the number of people getting victimized is obviously low, relatively, right? But it's
Right.
still pretty high.
But the
And
population of the people who are doing the victimizing is very low too. So it's like you got a low population of victimizers terrorizing a large population of people, but
yeah,
there's still a low volume of population of victims because it's only like a small portion of brothers doing all the crime in every city, right?
right.
So it's like that small portion of brothers is terrorizing the entire city, whatever that population of that city is.
Right. Well, we've talked about it here, Ike, and it's very impressive, extremely impressive that roughly what is it like 5%, 3%, right, of the population is committing like what, like 70% of the crime? Name me
At
something
least.
that is 3 and 70. That not many things. You know what I mean? Like 3% committing, I think is like 80, 85. I'm sorry, Chief. But how is that? Like, that's not even possible. You know what I
Check this
mean?
out. Check this out.
Say one of the victims. The 3 random attacks took place in popular areas of Center City. It is likely each one was witnessed by many individuals who were also just trying to go about their day. Investigators say one of the victims was beaten so badly that she suffered a concussion.
How these victims were chosen by the group of assailants is anyone's guess.
Captain Jason Smith wants you to take a good look at this surveillance video showing 7 teens.
Man, those are babies, man.
Yikes.
Yo, where those in the bank? Those are babies.
And Center City, the Manhattan version of Philly.
Yeah,
That's like their cleanest
yeah,
part.
yeah. I was down there not too long ago.
I
It's very
told you it's
nice.
not that bad. Told you it wasn't
No,
that bad.
no. You got some riffraff down there though, but as far as like homeless and transients, but Chinatown is right there too. So Chinatown
Yep.
is nice too. So I mean, it's. I didn't feel like I was in a dangerous place at all.
You ain't see
Yeah.
these 7. You ain't see these 7 though.
Jeez, I
That's
saw these
crazy.
7 down there because after school, a lot of kids. I don't know if it's schools around there or something, but it's a lot of kids there, like between like 3 and 5 o'clock. But then after that, you don't see a lot of kids down there.
Little
But yeah, I
jungle
seen these
monkeys.
7. I seen these 7 when I was down there, man.
Yo, he said monkeys. God damn.
Yeah,
Bro, this is
They-
the premature species too. Like this ain't even a fully grown sun, man. They are that dangerous, bro.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is and bold too. Like think about it. Like they are indoctrinated in these schools about racism and how the white man is always out to get you. The police systems, all the white systems
Yeah.
are judging you and seeing you as a some kind of prey, and
Yeah.
you gotta
Yup.
watch out for all that.
You gotta
And
try
That's what I used to think
hard.
for sure.
They gotta try twice as hard.
yeah, you
hard,
gotta try
too.
twice as hard. And to think that like you would still
Hey, and they
override
probably
all of that, and still come outside and
they
just
probably was
walk
upset
around
from the election
downtown.
though.
Yeah, walk around downtown and just terrorize white people in public. Like, because like in Center City, it's so many people. You could never like isolate somebody on a block. Like when we used to do this stuff as youngsters, we wouldn't do it in Gallery Place or Farragut North or downtown DC. We would do it in Capitol Hill, where it's you could isolate a glider. Like you could have a glider, just he be the only person for 2 blocks, or she be the only person for 3 blocks just walking, or nobody be outside. You know what I'm saying? And very few cars driving down the street even. But this right here, it's literally like you said, Manhattan, and to just be walking around assaulting white people in public, it's just like, yo, like, what the fuck?
But that's
and
not the
then to
narrative
do
we hear,
that
right?
shit.
I think
That's
you
not
got
the
to
narrative that
delay.
we.
You got to delay. You got to go out and come back in, Crook. You got to delay, man, a real bad delay.
Yo, but that's not the narrative that we be hearing though. Everything that you just said is a fact, but if you listen to the politicians and all these people, you would think that's not the case. In theory, they will get hung. The way I'm hearing, these kids would be hung on the spot, Chief.
Or at least the criminal justice system would lose them. Like they would catch their first charge and they would be sent to like fucking Leavenworth for their first interaction with the police. They go straight to Leavenworth. They wouldn't even go to juvie. Straight to Leavenworth. Straight to fucking Max, Super Max. That's how they talk about it. It's just amazing, man. To just run around attacking white people.
Yo, I'm all
in
good.
public. Yeah, you go ahead. We'll see. I can't tell until you start talking.
Am I good now?
No, I can always hear you. It's just you was delayed.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Nah,
but
you
no, they
good now.
did
Yeah,
that
you good.
shit. They did that shit, and then they just get dropped off like to their moms. Yeah, like they can just beat the fuck out of them. think that they victims of some systemic racism, chase down, hunt white folks, beat the fuck out of them, concuss them, and then just get released to their parent. But they still think they're a victim.
Yep. It's and then the girls involved too. Like it's always a girl. Like that case we in DC where they killed the homeless man we've been covering.
Yep. Don't
With
They
the
forget.
with
said
the
they did it
cone.
for fun.
Was that
Huh?
with the cone? Was
Yeah,
that the
with the
cone?
cone.
Yeah.
They hit him with that cone.
Yeah. No, that was yeah. And that case, it was a lot of girls, like 5 girls with that one. This shit is just crazy.
They gave the
Walking on
girls.
Tuesday afternoon, the commanding
The
officer with
girl,
Central Detectives says the group.
girl, I forgot. I think she
They
got
gave her EM.
8.
They didn't even.
Yeah,
They didn't even. They ain't lock her up.
no, I think she got to 18. She got she got sentenced till she's 18.
And then they
She
try
got
to
sentenced.
threaten the family too.
Yeah. They just these kids are just like they're savages. Like these are savages.
Walking on Tuesday afternoon, the commanding officer with Central Detectives says the group assaulted 3 victims in separate incidents in different parts of Center City.
What we observe on video is that this group, they approach their victims from behind. They punch them in the back of the head, and they knock them to the ground, and they proceed to attack them as a group.
Smith says the first incident happened at 17th and Chestnut at 3:20, and the group pushes a 24-year-old woman to the ground and punches her on the back of the head about 3 times before running away.
The female that was assaulted sustained a concussion.
The group shows up again 25 minutes later near Logan Square. There, Smith says they approach a 31-year-old man on the 200 block of North 19th.
Look at the glee.
They having the time of their life, man. All they need, man, is just a fucking rec center and something to do, man. That's all they need, man. More resources, bro.
The zeal. Look at the zeal on their faces. Like they're like this is
Oh, yeah, that's
this
a good
is
day.
fun. Yeah, this is fun. This is fun.
It's how
Beating
I
people.
it's how I imagine tigers look when they're doing homework and shit and studying. Like super happy,
Yeah. This when they figure out an algebra problem or calculus problem, when they finally get the
Right.
answer. This is our version of that. I mean, like we are that based, man. Just like, yo, this is sick. These are
Says they
sick.
approach a 31-year-old man on the 200 block of North 19th Street and repeatedly punch him in the face and head, causing him to bleed from the mouth. Then at 410, a few blocks away near the busy intersection of 20th and Pennsylvania Avenue, the group allegedly punches a 41-year-old woman on her head several times and pulls her hair.
It's really surprising.
Donna Robinson lives nearby and walks her dog Alfie.
He said it's really surprising.
Yo, next time the bag.
Yo, I'm proud of them though, for real. These gliders need this shit. I think they should do this shit like every fucking other weekend and keep these motherfucking gliders on their toes.
Until they get it.
Yeah, they need to do this shit. We need to like have a fun for this shit, bro.
They would have definitely got her ass.
Oh yeah, they would have stole her dog, without a doubt.
Damn.
I
For
need-
shits and giggles.
Bro, any nigga from Philly, bro, that like grew up in Philly knows this shit ain't abnormal at all. Like you could be like it's so normal for niggas to click up at school and just start fucking with people. Beating people asses.
That's everywhere, next time. It's not just Philly, bro.
Yes, and it don't even have to be being somebody else, just fucking with people. You just with all your homies and that's what you do. You just fucking harass random people.
Wow.
Like the Central Park 5, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, on some such it don't have
side.
yeah, but it don't have to. You don't even have to get that deep. But I mean, I've been
You
a part
talking
of
about
that shit.
like throwing something like you might hit somebody in the head with a cup or something, or just talk about somebody,
Right.
earshot of them and shit.
A quick robbery,
Yeah, I've been part of these little groups. It's a little adrenaline rush. Like you just doing
Yeah.
dumbass, random, stupid ass shit to people, fucking with people and ruining their days.
Yeah, exactly. Treating them like objects, treating them like inanimate objects.
Yep. You don't view them as a person. You just they're there for your amusement. That's all it is.
Exactly.
They like one
Exactly.
third. They like one third of a person. Like Jane, what that bitch Jasmine Crockett said in Congress the other day.
Two-thirds. Yeah, man. That shit is crazy, man. And this woman says she's surprised. Yikes.
Willfully
So
ignorant.
there.
It's really surprising.
Donna Robinson lives nearby and walks her dog Alfie in this part of the city every day.
Scary. I've always felt very safe in this area and never had any problems with anything. Haven't felt unsafe. There's always people around.
Investigators believe the suspects are between the ages of 15 and 17. Smith says given the quality of the video, he believes they will be caught soon. They could face several charges, including aggravated assault. If you have any information that could help investigators solve this case, you're asked to contact Central Detectives.
Jeez.
I hope they watching this video on the news, and I hope they like remembering all these faces of these gliders that was brave enough to talk without showing just gym shoes, and they beat these shit out of them.
Yo, there she go right there. There she go right there.
Wow.
Start chasing her.
Let's see.
Print
Let's
out a
see
picture
here.
of her.
Now let's get to a developing story. A Texas Southern University student is accused of stabbing her boyfriend to death. The killing apparently happened back in August in the Orlando area, but she was recently arrested right here in Houston. Michelle Choi joins us now from the newsroom. Michelle, TSU police made the arrest.
They did, Mia. According to TSU officials, they arrested her on Friday at their off-campus residence within 24 hours after Florida authorities contacted them. This evening, there's still a lot of questions surrounding this case, including why it took several months for authorities to take Cooper into custody, as well as when and if she'll be extradited back to Florida. This is 18-year-old Zoe Cooper in probable cause court shortly after she was arrested by TSU police. According to Florida's Orange County Sheriff's
That
Office,
don't look
she's
like
been
a
wanted
Zoe.
for months.
That's a Zoe. Yo. Cultural appropriation, man.
Months, charged with second-degree murder, accused of stabbing her boyfriend, 19-year-old Tadarius Massey, to death back on August 14th. These are photos of him from his high school graduation.
Darius.
Yo, that's how I got my hair.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, I was thinking about going there, but damn, Tadarius Massey. How you let her do that to you, bro? Was you sleep or something?
Including here with his mom. According to the arrest warrant affidavit, Massey was staying with Cooper at her home in Orlando when the two got into a physical altercation after Massey wouldn't let her see his phone. Court docs allege after striking one another, Cooper armed herself.
Talking about toxic, right? Toxic bitch.
Let me see your phone. Oh yeah, he was like, fuck no. He knew he had all type of holes in that joint, man. He had all type of text messages and shit. Yeah, he was like, oh hell nah.
Damn.
Yeah, nah, you can't let her see your phone. That's hell nah, don't do that. He's like, fuck no.
With a knife and at some point stabbed Massey. She later.
He was dead either way.
Shit, I think he'd have been. Oh yeah, that's true. Facts. Yeah, at least he could have gave it to her and ran while she was looking through it. Fuck that.
Jump out the window. Jump out the window.
I'm telling you, man.
This girl dunked on him like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, she bodied that nigga and went back to school like it was nothing.
To a physical altercation after Massey wouldn't let her see his phone. Court docs allege after striking one another, Cooper armed herself with a knife and at some point stabbed Massey. She later drove him to the hospital and left without getting out. Investigators say Massey died before deputies arrived. The next day, according to court docs, Cooper posted a picture of the two on social media, saying in part, "If I could take it back or trade place in a heartbeat, I would. I love you always. I'm truly sorry for what I did. It wasn't supposed to be this way."
Toxic.
According to the affidavit, the autopsy revealed Massey was stabbed in the heart as well as his
his left shoulder. It
God
also
dang.
alleges a history of abuse. Investigators say they learned Cooper allegedly attacked Massey at school last December for again not letting her see his phone and accusing him of talking to other girls. They also found numerous threatening text messages she sent him where she allegedly said things like, "I should have killed you and I'm glad I stabbed you." According to the Harris County DA's office, Cooper was released from jail Wednesday, just days after being arrested. It's still unclear why, but according to court
Yo, she
docs, it
was
reads
released.
Oh hell no.
This
Come
is
on,
Harris
bro.
County though. This is Harris County. This Houston.
She
This is
released.
Breaking Bond. This is where the Breaking Bond series is from.
How dangerous.
Let her go. And she's
With those text messages should be enough to say that she's a fucking danger, dog.
telling you. Look, she got a bag with her. She knew she wasn't staying.
say just days after being arrested. It's still unclear why, but according to court docs, it reads, demanding jurisdiction released hold will not extradite. Yeah, we've reached out to the Orange County Sheriff's Office asking for clarification, but they've referred us to the Florida State Attorney's Office for details about the extradition. Back to you.
Yo, stories like this with the bond always make me laugh when the summon in court says, I can't get a bond, like I can't go. And they
Yeah.
expect to be like, oh, they get mad if they hold on to them. Cause shit like this.
Right.
We have come to the end of Transgender Awareness Week, which highlights the
God.
problems of violence committed against people in the transgender community, among many other issues. According to the Trans Murder Monitoring Project, take a look at these numbers. More than 350
and 347 of them was killed by niggas.
Right.
I promise
345.
you.
345.
I'm damn near gonna say 350. You see they got the 350 plus.
Oh shit, that is a good point.
Yeah,
it's 350, and like the total number is like 357, and the 7 those are like gliders or some shit.
Think about how woke they are. Think about how woke they have to be part of a group where like literally 99% of the people who murder you are of the one group, like the one specific group, and you can't say it because you're part of the whole democratic identity shit where like we can't say you shouldn't be in the bathroom, you can't say we killing y'all, you can't say this, you can't just
bro, it's like everything
That's messy.
Everything is policed, and it's like so many layers. It's like in a like what is that? Like a fucking 12-layer
labyrinth, a labyrinth.
You just leveling up, level. You at this level, but you can't say this because you at this level now. This is bullshit. That's why I'm so glad the country spoke, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
Transgender people have been murdered in 2024. Here in Houston, police are looking for a man accused of beating and robbing a transgender woman earlier this month.
Of course, it was a brother. It was always a brother.
And robbing a transgender woman earlier this month. This surveillance video shows her running away from the suspect. The
Shows
victim
him
says
running away.
she believes she was attacked because she's transgender. Joining us to talk about their experiences, what they have gone through, transgender rapper Molani and Barbie Braxton, who is a
transgender rapper.
Nah.
Yo, tell the truth though. If the song slapped, say the song was hitting and it had a good beat.
I would listen to it in private. I wouldn't let nobody know I listened to it.
Hell nah.
I wouldn't even do that. I'm not
Nah,
you wouldn't nod your head.
Respectfully.
I don't fuck with that shit, bro.
Nah, man. Respectfully.
Those people make me want to fucking throw up.
Regular here on The Factor, who is also a transgender woman. Glad to have you both on The Factor Uncensored. For those who may only see you on The Factor and just see you, either debating or talking about issues personally, what have you gone through that people should know that you have seen violence?
I've been through everything under the sun. If it wasn't me, it was a friend or a friend of a friend. I basically, long story short, I had an ex-boyfriend who tried to kill me because I didn't want to be with him. So he beat the brakes off of me, dislocated my shoulder, broke my hand. Like he just really tried to kill me.
And so do you think that's because you are also transgender, or you just tried to leave his ass? Because
Because
a
I tried
lot
to
of
leave
people,
he's
his
so
a lot of
cool.
people go through that.
Yes, it's because I wanted to leave him, but then it was also the, oh, you're trans, so nobody else is going to want you.
Okay, got it. And so when you heard those words from him and felt that violence, how did you change your life to ensure you never go through that again?
I stayed away from men for like 3 years. And the first sign or the first red.
Wait a second, you went 3 years without looking in the mirror? Damn, that's a long time.
Yo, wait. Go back and wait for the pause. They talking about, so what did you change? This nigga ain't changed nothing. He just
sure you never go through that again.
I stayed away from men for like 3 years. And the first sign or the first red flag, or you catch an attitude over something
That
stupid,
fake
I
ass
cut you
hair.
off. I don't have time for that, and I'm not going to deal with that anymore.
And what we have seen, Molada, is a lot of particularly Black transgenders murdered, killed.
Okay, they're addressing it. All right.
Hey, say it, Isaiah.
It's kind of like, you know how Black women are getting killed like a lot more than other females.
You know what though? It's just proximity though. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
true.
just crime.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if we're gonna follow their logic, it's really the white man's fault because of their
Well, so white men are killing white transgender. No, actually, Black men are killing white transgender.
But I've heard Kim Fox and them say that it's because of the lack of investment, the systematic, racism. So that they're saying it's Glider's fault that the brothers are killing these bitches.
Yeah,
or dudes or
think,
whatever.
I think in these cases, man, it's a lot of brothers dig transgenders, man, and transgenders like to out people, or transgenders. It's a myriad, but from the cases I've seen over the years,
I've been messy, bro.
It's outing people, threatening to out people. So like threatening to out people, and then there's a lot of brothers deal with transgenders, and then they kill the transgender because their own insecurity about being found out, or they're in a relationship with the transgender, and then they feel like people. It's always surrounding like getting caught with a
But you know what I
transgender.
think as well? I think it's for the same reasons that the brothers are killing the sisters. They just don't.
Yeah.
Around the country, and that has not
Yeah, it's just
become an
another reason to
issue
kill.
for many who say it should be a bigger talking point.
Right. I think it should. I feel like we should have justice. I feel like it should be some type of, I would say, I don't want to say program, but some type of law put in position to where we should be protected. And I know people get irritated with that because I feel like they feel like we should be treated special of some sort, but I feel like we're being targeted. So it almost feels like a terrorist attack. It's like, imagine if the United States was being targeted, how the soldiers and the U.S. troops would be in position to make sure that we were safe, right? It's the same thing with trans women. We're being targeted. We're not just asking for special treatment. I think we need it. I think trans women are being killed. Black trans women specifically are being killed at an alarming rate. And I think that needs some attention. I did lose a very close friend to me to murder. And I just think even to this day, she did not get justice. I even had, certain conversations with the people who were doing investigation. I just still feel like it was not enough done.
And that's your friend there we're looking at right there.
Yes.
What happened in that particular instance that you can recall?
An innocent person was killed. A very innocent, sweet, loving, kind person was killed and taken too soon. I feel like trans girls are forced into doing certain things because of the way that this country has set things up. And
She
I
was
think
selling
it's
that
very
shit.
hard for us.
Yeah, sex worker.
Yeah, that was a sex worker.
Yeah.
to obtain certain spaces as far as even school, workspaces. So it's hard for a lot of trans girls to find work, especially if you're not considered what they call passable.
I ain't gonna lie though, like when I go someplace and like a restaurant or something, like I went to Chipotle one time and the dude back there making my shit was trans. I was like, I don't want this big trans motherfucker making my goddamn motherfucking burrito, man. I'm like, oh man, like I ain't gonna lie, like I was turned off. I was like, damn, this motherfucker on this trans, because they always be sex workers. They always be on. They like got organs and shit all surgeries and shit. Man, I don't
Yeah.
want you touching my fucking burrito, nigga.
And it always be like the motherfucking big dudes too.
Yeah.
Like this dude right here sitting here, right? You look at it in the face, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But then that motherfucker stand up and he be like 6'4", with like broad shoulders and shit. Like they don't do
Yo.
shoulder surgery. Like they do the motherfucking.
Yeah.
They get their Adam's apples slim. They add titties, but they don't turn their shoulders like from being
Yeah, you
broad to like.
can't.
And you can
You
always tell
can't.
with the chin too. The chin is
Yeah, the
dead
chin. Yeah, the
giveaway.
chin. Yeah, the chin. The main thing that gets me is just the aura of a man. Like it a man is like, we're just different, man. I think your soul, like we've over evolution, we've evolved, right? We've evolved to where like when we see a mouse, most people see a mouse and they get scared. Like it's the darndest thing, no matter how big you are. You can be Shaq or Yao Ming. If you see a mouse, you're gonna be scared. Something about that speaks to our brain. I feel like we can just tell the difference between a man and a woman innately. I don't think we have to even look for signs. I feel like you can just feel like, yeah, that's a man.
Yeah.
Well, that's a chick. You know what I mean? I feel like your subconscious can feel it. But now, don't get me wrong. I do
No,
see the
some,
signs. Yeah.
but like, yeah, this shit, it'd be like, man, come on, bro. Your hands and your feet,
Yeah.
they be wearing a size 14.
When the last time you shook a woman's hand?
Ah, man. I don't know.
Yeah, because and like just society, you don't shake women's hands because
Nah,
their
I
hands are
don't.
so soft and
Yeah.
small. You won't give them hugs. Like I give women hugs when I greet them. I rarely shake a woman's hand because it's like it's just weird. It's like, yo, that little thing is little, like it's like, yo, it's crazy, but it's like we know that men's hands are like WNBA. They play with a little teeny basketball, right? Because women's hands are so small, and it's like here you are with these big catcher's mitts with a dress on and shit and lipstick, and it's like, how do you hide your hands? You know, how do you hide your hands? How do you do that? Like, there's no way to do that. There's no way to hide your shins, your big ass legs, your big ass head, forehead, your big ass ears. Like, I feel like this. A lot of guys early on when they meet the transgender, they're like, oh shit, it's a man. And they just like, fuck it, because they're already horny. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones that get fooled, the one that say they got fooled. It's like you may have, even if you were fooled from the car, once they got in the car, you know that's a big ass man plopping down in your passenger seat. But you like, fuck it. That's what I think.
Yeah, and then they be lying and saying like, the ones that, what was that? They be saying that they got duped and all the other shit. Be like,
Yeah.
man, you ain't get duped shit.
Yeah, that's a big ass man.
And you're not able.
I'm done with this. This is enough of that, man. I don't want to normalize that shit, but yeah, he touched the third rail. He touched the third rail. I'll give him credit. He touched that. He spoke on the fact that it's black, ones getting fucking killed.
Now to a Fox 26 exclusive. Charges have been filed against a man who is accused of shooting and killing a man on 288. This was earlier this week. We're talking about 56-year-old Gregory Elias Rodriguez, facing murder and multiple other charges for the shooting that happened on Monday.
Now, the victim's family rather, wants justice for their loved one. Fox 26's Jade Fleury is at HPD headquarters. And Jade, the victim's family what did they have to say to you today when you spoke with them?
Yeah, we spoke with Fred Neely's family, who says even 3 days after the shooting, they are having a hard time accepting his death. And we also learned more about that suspected shooter, a felon who wasn't even supposed to have a gun in the first place.
He was fun. He was full of life.
He was a great guy. Those words describing
That's a hate crime.
57-year-old Frederick Neely, whose life was cut short Monday morning. Neely was found shot to death on Highway 288. Witnesses say a suspect chased and shot at Neely, then led police on a brief foot chase before being arrested.
I don't know what the motive was. They hadn't said anything, but he didn't deserve this, I'm sure.
The man arrested and charged for Neely's death, 55-year-old Gregory Elias Rodriguez. Rodriguez facing multiple charges, including murder, unlawful carrying of a weapon as a felon, and possession of a controlled substance.
It take a coward to shoot a man in the back.
Neely's family still grieving and calling for an end to gun violence.
I kind of wish that people would think before they pull their gun, or just think before you do anything, because hell or jail is it's a life sentence.
My brother, he really wasn't no troublemaker, you know what I'm saying? He loved everybody.
He really wasn't no troublemaker.
You Brito's always killing us, man. Fuck.
Hey, Ab, what do you mean by that sentence? Like, what do you make of it?
I think he lying. I think his brother was a troublemaker, and I think he trying to, blow smoke up our asses. Paul, my brother really wasn't no troublemaker. So I mean, he wasn't the worst of the troublemakers.
No, he wasn't the worst. He only killed somebody in the 90s, man.
Yeah, I want to sit down on Brito's papers though. I want to see if he's here legally or not.
He's older. I bet that Brito's been here for a while, man. That Brito chased that son man down and killed him. He didn't do it for nothing. I can tell you that much.
He had a heart of a soldier, you know what I'm saying? He'll get his shirt off his back.
They remember him as a kind, humorous, and God-fearing man.
And he was a happy-go-lucky, good-going person. I don't know what the motive was. They hadn't said anything, but he didn't deserve this.
And a judge is expected to set Rodriguez's bond tomorrow, and Neely's family says that they are planning his funeral for some time after Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Key News.
And we start with the breaking news at 4. Birmingham police are still searching for one more suspect involved in the kidnapping of 2 children this morning. Good afternoon, I'm Muriel Bailey.
And I'm Brenda Ledun. A 2-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl were taken from outside the New Season Treatment Center when keys were left in a running vehicle. ABC 3340's Olivia.
Who leaves your keys in a running vehicle outside a treatment center?
They should be charged for that. Like, you did what? Put your hands behind your back.
Shit.
Che joins us now. Olivia, what else have you learned from the Birmingham police on this case?
Brenda, BPD says the original call was made for a stolen vehicle around 10 a.m. They were later updated that there were 2 children inside of the vehicle. That's when detectives, Irondale and Tarrant officers, and federal partners got involved.
Officers were able to quickly locate an address in Tarrant. This is where officers learned that 2 suspects involved in the stolen vehicle were at the scene.
We then located the stolen vehicle along with the 2 children. They were safe. We still got them medical treatment, and we are happy that we recovered those children. That was our main priority, is recovering those children safe.
Tarrant police say the detaining process was a collaborative effort.
The suspect was located and fled on foot. We were able to locate not the suspect, the original suspect that had ran from us, but another suspect in a vehicle who at that point began being helpful in letting us know who the second suspect was. We were able to locate that second suspect, who disclosed where that vehicle was, as well as the children.
2 individuals are now in custody, believed to be male. Birmingham police say there are 3 total involved.
Our federal partners, along
Any other descriptors?
with our detectives, are still out looking for that third person. If they need the public's assistance, we'll certainly reach out to you.
Birmingham Police Department Public Information Officer Truman Fitzgerald added that surveillance footage and assistance from the treatment center greatly assisted their investigation.
Fitzgerald also added that criminal charges will be brought against the suspect.
Now to a Fox.
Hold on. One that I seen over here.
Violent, horrific crime scene, Your Honor.
A finality for a family losing more than just a father in court Monday. A judge sentencing Paul Vincent to 35 years in prison and 32 years probation for leading.
Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat, guys. Hit the like button. Salute to Barry B, man. Barry B in the building. Shout out to Barry B, man. Make sure y'all support the channel, man. Only place you're gonna get this crime report, man. The crime rundown, man. They say crime is down. What do y'all think, man? Do y'all think crime is down?
Violent, horrific crime scene, Your Honor.
A finality for a family losing more than just a father in court Monday. A judge sentencing Paul Vincent to 35 years in prison and 32 years probation for leading police on a chase which killed 2 of his sons.
I promise you, Judge, I promise.
Killed 2 of his sons? He led them on a police chase with his sons in the car?
In prison and 32 years probation for leading police on a chase which killed 2 of his sons.
I promise you, Judge, I promise. Regardless of what sentence you give me, I'm going to have to deal with this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but you gonna get punished again. We gonna punish you again.
Right.
Try to get out of it and shit. I'm punished. I'm already punished. Nah, nigga.
Don't worry about it, brother. We'll come and get you in about 10 years, man.
Man, but that should be working though. Some of these man be running game on these judges.
Yeah,
they eat that shit up.
I've been running game. I've been running game on cops and judges and lawyers and shit all my life, man. I'm teachers and shit and all that shit, man.
Yeah. Some men are natural bullshitters, baby. Why you think we're the best entertainers, man?
Mm-hmm.
10-year-old brothers Paul Ison Vincent and Zapolian Vincent died. Vincent was picking up one of them from Minneapolis when police tried to pull him over. He sped away, driving 113.5 miles per hour before the crash. A court advocate read a statement from the mother of one of the 10-year-olds killed.
Over something petty, you took 2 lives, children who were loved.
District Attorney Sue Opper says Vincent chose to drive high with no license, marijuana, and an automatic weapon in the car when he sped from police.
He doesn't have a driver's license. He's never had a driver's license. He's had 10 or 12 convictions for driving without a valid license or driving after suspension. It's meaningless to him. He just keeps driving.
Vincent's non-existent license became suspended because he didn't pay his first traffic ticket. Then he continued to get suspension tickets.
It all started with one traffic ticket. Oh, God. The sun, man. Shit.
That's like old boy in Milwaukee, motherfucker, the one that kept getting pulled over and
yeah.
police shake his hand and fucking high fives. And shit.
I wonder if he's still alive. Matter of fact, I wonder how he's doing nowadays.
Yeah, I'm sure
you know he's still driving around.
Yeah, he's still driving in that same car.
He might have got smoked. We don't know.
Baby, this shit is crazy, man. Jeez. Son, man.
Non-existent license became suspended because he didn't pay his first traffic ticket. Then he continued to get suspension tickets and not criminal charges each time he was caught. A suspension ticket is a traffic ticket. The second no license ticket should be referred for criminal charges according to state law. Vincent, caught in the loophole for a decade, until the deadly chase and crash.
It's hard to know that I'm the reason why my sons are not here anymore.
And James is back with us tonight. James, 12 News uncovered dozens of cases just like Vincent's in your investigations, drivers with no licenses, multiple tickets, and deadly consequences.
And Derek, this is just by our tally, a 12 News Investigates tally. 17 people in the last 18 months killed by drivers with no license and multiple tickets. Those drivers driving in that loophole that we've uncovered. We've continued to press police, city aldermen, and state lawmakers about this, but unfortunately, that deadly problem, as we've seen here,
is being done almost solely by Black people. So this is a democratically run city, so Black people are doing it. That's the answer to your question.
and state lawmakers about this, but unfortunately, that deadly problem, as we've seen here in Waukesha County Court, is continuing to happen.
Startling statistics, 17 people in.
Yeah, that's some kind of.
What, Wisconsin, he said? Or?
Yeah, something happened over there.
Yeah,
that's
oh,
yeah, the
that's
one
your
boy.
Yeah, the parade.
Daryl,
what's his name? Daryl
Brooks.
Yeah,
Daryl
Brooks. He got a life sentence though.
I mean, he killed 7 people, man.
Right, old ladies, I think kids.
Yeah, that was like
he killed the granny dancers.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
He should have got the fucking tire, man.
Bro, that was fucked up, yo. Yo, you remember when you did that story?
Milwaukee father's in jail tonight accused of throwing.
Wait, you said what?
You remember you did that story and play his rap videos and shit with the car?
Yo, do you remember what he did after he killed them though?
What the fuck?
He ran on somebody's porch and shit.
And the glider made him a sandwich?
Yeah. Gliders, man. Shout out to Gliders. Gliders gonna try to get him out in 20 years too.
A Milwaukee father is in jail tonight accused of throwing his baby against a wall because he was upset at a video game. Sadly, prosecutors do not expect the child to survive. It happened in an apartment near 42nd and Good Hope on Election Day. Investigative reporter James Stratton is.
Hold on, he did what? Everybody hit the like button. Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App with a super chat. Yeah.
A Milwaukee father is in jail tonight accused of throwing his baby against a wall because he was upset at a video game. Sadly, prosecutors do not expect the child to survive. It happened in an apartment near 42nd and Good Hope on Election Day. Investigative reporter James Stratton is outside the Milwaukee County Jail tonight. And James, we have to warn our viewers the details of this case are disturbing to read and to share.
They are disturbing to read and to share, Derek. This criminal complaint states that baby's brain injury is so severe, as you mentioned, he is not expected to survive. His dad, Jalen White, still here at the Milwaukee County Jail. Prosecutors could upgrade the charges against him. Tonight, disturbing new details about child abuse prosecutors say unfolded inside this Milwaukee apartment. Police say 20-year-old Jalen White was playing NBA 2K, and he was, quote, down 2 points in the fourth quarter of the game and became frustrated. When
he was down 2 points?
Bro, in the NBA season, I play NBA 2K. You can choose how many games you want to play. You can choose up to 82 games. So, losing one game ain't shit.
I mean, that's like almost, this is just retarded all around, you know? Next time the back.
Yeah, trying to make sense of that shit is, it's just, he threw his baby against the wall because he was losing by 2 points. What would he have done if he was losing, if he was getting blown out?
You just play the next game.
No, but the game wasn't over. He was only down by 2. He could have hit a 3 and been up.
Right. Yo, I imagine he was playing against someone else online. It's your fault, bro. You beat him, so now they catch that because of you.
Yeah, if he was playing a white kid online and the white kid called him the N-word, they would go arrest the white guy and shit. Shit. God damn, this is crazy.
Say 20-year-old Jalen White was playing NBA 2K, and he was, quote, down 2 points in the fourth quarter of the game and became frustrated when he threw his 8-month-old son against the wall.
Jalen White
24 CF 533
In court Saturday, prosecutors charged White with physical abuse of a child and neglecting a child, causing great bodily harm.
The defendant has confessed to this incident. The defendant is also the only person with the ability and the opportunity to inflict this harm on the victim.
The criminal complaint states White told detectives, quote, "I heard the wall. It was hard on his head. It was hard. It was a loud, hard wall," end quote. Later saying, quote, "I heard the impact of the wall after I tossed him." Prosecutors say the baby has a traumatic brain injury and is not expected to survive. If the child does die, prosecutors will upgrade the charges to homicide.
This is likely going to become a homicide. This is a severe level of violence for an innocent.
Now look at this white woman. She has to be convinced. Like, it's not enough that he did it. You got to now convince her to keep. She should, like, it's crazy with these judges, man. They're psychopaths, man. She's sitting there mulling it over. She should be like, all right, look, I don't have to hear no more. Lock this nigga up.
Right.
Infant child, which had multiple injuries.
Those other injuries, discovered by hospital staff, they include a clavicle fracture and 6 rib fractures, all in different stages of healing.
This appears not to be the first.
6 rib fractures, all in different stages of healing.
Wow.
And
if you listen closely, though, it sounds like it's the wall fault, bro.
Yeah, it is the wall's fault, man. It's fuck. It's the wall and the white man's fault. They equally 50% wall, 50% white man. Shit.
Okay.
Abusive conduct with this child based on the fact that there are multiple stages of healing of broken ribs.
White shaking his head as the court commissioner speaks. She ordered he be held on a $100,000 cash bail.
$100,000.
Damn. Yeah. Yo, but if it makes him feel any better, I'm pretty sure they let the inmates play 2K in there, you know? Like, they have 2K for them in there, so he'll be all right.
Shit. $100,000.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
What made her say that? What? No, but seriously though, think about it. Like, how did she come up with that number? Like, what made her, like? What do you have to do to get like no bond? What do you have to do to get? Well, I wonder what you could tell her. What's the? Because this is horrific. A baby, 8-month-old baby, broken clavicle, 6 ribs, different stages of healing, brain injury. He admitted to it. He's not like, man, I'm innocent, man. Like he like, I did this shit. And she's like, okay, I'll give you the same bond I'll give somebody who like knocked off a liquor store and didn't kill the clerk.
Right. Wow. Damn. and even this story, the Sun Man aside, right? This story is a reason why this perfect utopia doesn't exist. You're always gonna have shit parents that abuse their kids that are gonna grow up fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think the real story here is that, he was a black father that was in the household.
That's true.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't think about that. Fathers in the home, right? Fathers in the home.
That's what we need. Fathers in the home. We need more of that, man. Please take the $5 challenge via PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat. Support the channel. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Oh, let's see.
Well, in his defense, though, if he was in the savannah, the wall would have been like straw or something.
That's
so
true.
Probably just in his DNA, he didn't have hard walls in Africa.
That's true. That's a great point, man.
Yeah, that's the question.
Like,
why the fuck are those walls so hard, bro?
Yeah.
Well,
white man.
Well, mud, it's not as hard mud still, right? I don't know.
Damn, so where you been at, man?
Being racist. He went on a racist retreat.
Yo, so where you been at, dude?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. I just been going for a couple months on my racist retreat. You know what the Klan
Yeah.
meetings are, man. You know, sometimes you gotta
Yeah.
stay at the Klan meetings, the place, and you gotta be clean up and stuff, take care of it, be on
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah. But where have you been at though? How are you?
Good, good, good. I'm glad that Trump won the election. It's not perfect, but fuck, man. I
You
told you
didn't
they were
vote
gonna get rid of Biden, though. I
you,
told
you
you they
didn't
were gonna get
you
rid of
didn't
Biden.
you didn't vote for Kamala? I would have thought you would have voted for Kamala, so
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Child based on the fact that there are multiple stages of healing and broken ribs.
White shaking his head as the court commissioner speaks. She ordered he be held on a $100,000 cash bail.
James, police say they arrested the child's mother as well.
They originally arrested both White and the mom because of the severity of the injuries to that 8-month-old, but they released the mom, police say, or prosecutors say rather, after he admitted that he was home alone at the time, and he admitted to that crime as well, according to the complaint.
Investigative reporter James Stratton reporting live out.
Yeah, but what about the six broken ribs in different stages of healing? Okay. Fuck that.
That kid's gonna be fucked up one way or the other.
Yeah,
He lives. He's gonna be a hard life.
So
It's a TMJ4 Lighthouse investigation.
A Milwaukee mother who says the juvenile justice system failed her every step of the way.
Something should be changed to make sure that this doesn't happen to another family.
We first introduced you to Dorothy Hackett last year after her son Marquis was killed by a 14-year-old who was fleeing police.
Just 9 months after that teen was sentenced,
now everything in Milwaukee is like a fucking car. Something dealing with a car kills your ass and shit.
Dorothy was furious to learn he is being released back into the community.
Dorothy contacted our Lighthouse reporter Ben Jordan because she wants this decision exposed.
Dear Dorothy, this letter is to inform you that the teen will be released from a juvenile correction facility by the Office of Juvenile Offender Review.
This letter from the Department of Corrections was the last straw for Dorothy Hackett.
I was so angry that you can kill someone, and if you're underage, that the system is just going to turn its head and look away.
Dorothy says her family has been living a nightmare ever since her son was killed in January 2023.
Holy
Marquise was heading home from a date with his girlfriend that night. Surveillance video captured the crash. It was caused by a 14-year-old fleeing police after committing an armed robbery and stealing a car with other teens.
Still seems like it's still haven't adjusted. Still don't know how to move forward.
Marquise's daughter Lexi and Dorothy followed the children's court process from start to finish.
The psychiatrist evaluated this young man and said that he was very immature, and the likelihood of him maturing wouldn't be until he was in his 20s. He's 16 now, but
he wouldn't mature until he was in his 20s. Sounds a little early. I don't know. I think most son men. I'm on record saying 35 is kind of like when it kind of like 35.
Not later, right?
Yeah, she said the psychiatrist said 20. I think that psychiatrist is woke, just pandering, man.
Daughter Lexi and Dorothy followed the children's court process from start to finish.
the psychiatrist evaluated this young man and said that he was very immature, and the likelihood of him maturing wouldn't be until he was in his 20s. He's 16 now, but he knows what he did. It's absurd. It's truly absurd.
The teen was charged with 5 felonies, including second-degree reckless homicide. Due to his age and the allegations, prosecutors say the case had to start in children's court. The district attorney's office told me the judge denied their request to have the teen waived into adult court. Dorothy was shocked to learn just months before the deadly crash, the teen was charged with nearly identical crimes: armed robbery and fleeing police in a stolen car. In that case, the DA's office twice requested the teen be kept in custody. The DA's office says both times the judge said no.
At this point, it hurts, But somebody needs to bring it to the attention of the world that we need to change something.
While Dottie remains frustrated with the juvenile court judge's decisions, she says the Department of Corrections is responsible for her latest heartache.
If it would have been his first offense, I'd have said, okay, I can see giving him a break. But this was his third.
Fuck
no. Fuck no. He killed somebody, you stupid.
That man killed
you
your
got it right.
son, dog.
You got it right.
A break.
Dude, this is what I'm saying. It's against the law to sell someone under 21, even 18. Hey.
That's a Milwaukee mom confronting the man who she says sold vaping devices to her 14-year-old son. Reason Hill wants people who sell vapes to minors to be held accountable.
And that's why she reached out to us. She left us.
We want your kids that be killing everybody to stop killing them.
Exactly, bro. We got bigger things to worry about, man. Give those kids vapes, bro. The moment they buying a vape is a moment they not killing somebody.
That's true.
Like, think about this, man. It's grandstanding about this bullshit.
To be held accountable.
And that's why she reached out to us. She left us this voicemail describing her frustrations and telling us that these vapes have made her son sick.
Lighthouse reporter Andrea Albers looks at the current
maybe he won't kill somebody.
Consequences in Milwaukee and explores stricter standards in nearby Greendale.
I found out that this gas station was selling my son tobacco products, selling him vapes. He's only 14.
Reason Hill has worked as a nurse.
You mean you found out your son was going there to buy stuff? She act like they forcing it on her son.
Yeah, this thing named Reason.
Now her name was Reason.
As a nurse and knows the dangers of vaping.
I've seen them have tubes in and out their body on breathing machines. I've seen what it does to kids.
It's why she didn't hesitate to confront the employee who, she says, sold vapes to her underage son.
You're not supposed to do that. These are killing kids.
Go off,
You've
Queen.
been selling my son this for a while. Why are you doing that? He's 14.
Milwaukee police confirmed to TMJ4 that they investigated and issued the employee a citation with a $691 fine. MPD also filed a report that ensures the underage sale violation will be considered when the business, Lovers Lane Petromart, is due for a tobacco license renewal.
But that wasn't good enough for me.
Ideally, what do you want to see happen here?
Honestly, I feel like their tobacco license should be taken. My son is not the only one you're selling vapes to. And there's a lot of kids in this area.
Last
Your son will just go somewhere else to get it.
year, the city of Milwaukee adopted an ordinance to limit where new vape and smoke sellers can open, blocking them within 1,000 feet of a school.
There's a lot of concerns among community members.
Selling all the kids vapes.
1,000 feet. Has anyone ever been stopped by 1,000 feet? You want to get something? Yeah.
He should be in high school. Instead, a teen is now in custody charged with homicide in connection to a shooting last week.
Milwaukee County deputies, sheriffs found an 18-year-old dead on a basketball court. Fox 6's Bria Jones is in the newsroom with new information on how this all started.
Wow. Bria looking svelte, yo. Bria done dropped at least 30. She dropped 30, dog.
Prosecutors say the teens were at the park to exchange guns.
I like the old Bria better.
Yeah, I mean, look, Bria gonna be fine no matter how much she weigh, but she done dropped a little something. Shout out to Bria, man.
When one of them opened fire, tonight a Milwaukee woman is pleading for the violence to stop, though it's already taken the life of her little brother.
Stop the violence, put the guns down.
A Raya Powell wants Milwaukee to hear her.
That's her little brother.
Man, they don't take a day off, Joe. Not a day.
She in the streets. She definitely in the streets.
Araya Powell wants Milwaukee to hear her message.
It's kids losing their lives behind guns and gang violence.
It's been nearly a week since her younger brother, 18-year-old Jalen Powell, was found lifeless on this basketball court at Carver Park, dying violently in a space he wanted to live out his childhood dreams.
I miss my brother. It hurt me because he died on the basketball field. And that's something that he wanted to pursue.
Prosecutors have charged 15-year-old Sharon Patrick as an adult in the case with first-degree reckless homicide. According to this criminal complaint, Patrick and Powell met at Carver Park to trade firearms on the evening of November 14th. MCSO detectives say their investigation led to students at Banner Prep School of Milwaukee. Powell's family says he was a senior at North Division High School.
He wanted to graduate high school before he died. Make my mom proud.
After denying any involvement, investigators say 3 witnesses identified Patrick as a classmate.
He would have told y'all was wrong for this.
The complaint says 2 teens saw Powell bend over to swap his gun, and Patrick fired at least 2 times before getting back in the car and riding away.
I don't want to see him walking free because
So he didn't even take the gun. He just shot the kid.
That probably was. He probably just wanted to like backdooring, smoking.
Yeah, yeah.
A Galveston County jury found Devon Jordan guilty of capital murder here today. But the thing is, he's also accused of another murder, this time in Harris County.
Hey, man, can we get some people to take the $5 challenge? Let's see if we can get 10 people to take the $5 challenge, man. Let's see if we get 10 people to take the $5 challenge. Not even the inflation $7 challenge, but the deflation adjusted $7 challenge, but just the regular 2021 or $20-25 challenge. This is listen. I'm clicking on these stories randomly. I don't know what is going to happen when these stories pop up.
Well,
It's
well,
always it's
it's random, but you know.
It's always that shit is just insane, man. That is always a sun turd.
A Galveston County jury found Devon Jordan guilty of capital murder here today. But the thing is, he's also accused of another murder, this time in Harris County. Fox 26's Abigail Dye joining us live tonight after speaking with the family of that victim who've been waiting, Abigail, for their trial to start.
3.5 years, Anthony. That's a long time to wait for justice. And this victim's family says that they hope this precedent that was set in Galveston today is brought back here to Harris County when Jordan is here for his second capital murder trial. What was that like for you, hearing the jury's verdict?
When I heard it, they told us we can't react. I just mouthed thank you and started crying.
An emotional moment when a jury found Devon Jordan guilty of capital murder and the 2021 killing of Jeffrey Johnson. Amy Castillo was there because Johnson isn't the only.
Hold on, he killed who? A glider? He killed Jeffrey Johnson. Yo, he killed this dude. How did he kill? What? Oh, probably a robbery or carjacking.
They were probably ops. They were probably ops.
Yeah.
Right?
They were ops, like they were historical ops, man. Ops,
Yeah, historically, yeah, slavery, Jim Crow, and all
yeah,
that.
Man.
Willie Lynch.
Of capital murder and the 2021 killing of Jeffrey Johnson. Amy Castillo was there because Johnson isn't the only person Jordan is accused of killing.
He was my little brother. And he was only 28.
Her brother, Josh Sandoval, was shot and killed in Harris County just 2 weeks before Johnson. And police say Jordan is responsible, killing them both during a robbery crime spree. We brought you extensive coverage of the.
Think about it. In 2 weeks, he murdered 2 people he was trying to rob.
You just robbing niggas and cooking them.
There's like a 0% chance like that he didn't kill other people. He
I'm
definitely
telling
killed other
you,
people.
seriously,
Yeah,
seriously.
if you killing people that closely together, like yeah, the odds that this is your first rodeo, I'd say slim to none. Also, once again, one of my worst fears, some man
Yeah,
robs you and then just randomly kills you.
Yeah, you did say
yeah.
that recently.
And then the Sun Man literally goes on about his life because prison is not like he he's just gonna go to prison and he's gonna be fine. Like, yeah, he's gonna have ups and downs, but he was having ups and downs in life. He was robbing and killing people and getting arrested and all that shit. And so he was having he he'll have ups and downs in prisons. He'll have good days and bad days in prison, but
Right.
he'll be living and he'll live for a long time.
Yeah,
He'll still be robbing people in prison.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He'll have ups and downs in prison. Like one day, he'll have to poop on somebody's meat. The next day, somebody will poop on his meat. Respectfully.
yikes.
Responsible, killing them both during a robbery crime spree. We brought you extensive coverage of the crimes when they happened back in 2021. And our Randy Wallace found that Jordan was out on multiple felony bonds at the time.
That decision may have cost two men their lives.
If the court system was doing,
He was out on multiple felony bonds.
How many times like have we heard that today alone? How many times? I lost. I don't even know. A lot.
It's just, I mean,
Look,
it's maddening.
it's maddening. Look, I just want to know. And I know I've said this before several times. This is the only place that I'm hearing this being discussed like this.
Yeah,
Where in the fuck else are they talking about this shit like this? Nowhere. Tell me, I want to
nowhere,
know.
nowhere, nowhere. Wow.
the correct job or their job, then he wouldn't have been out.
Even after the killings, both a
Oh
Galveston
yeah,
and a Harris
Glass.
County.
Yeah, this judge right here, is this Judge Glass? I think this is Judge Glass.
After the killings, both a Galveston and a Harris County judge granted Jordan bonds. And at one point, he was out on both capital murder bonds at the same time.
He's 21 years old, has a string of aggravated.
That is insane. I've never heard of that one. I've never heard of that one.
Very common in Harris County, though. Very
Harris
common.
County is horrible. Lord have mercy.
You go in front of a judge and you already got a capital murder charge during a robbery. Not like capital murder, like during a fight, like you were fighting and then you shot the guy who was kicking your ass or some shit like that. Like a capital murder during a robbery, and then you come up for another capital murder during a robbery, and the judge looks at it and says, "All right, we release you."
Bro, why did he even show up to court?
Right, because he knew, because he's in Harris County. That's true. That's a good point. He should have went on a run. That's true. But it's Harris County, so they know. They know, look, this is the judge. Look at the judge.
And at one point, he was out on both capital murder bonds at the same time.
He's 21 years old, has a string of aggravated robbery charges, yet he's financially able to post bonds totaling $1,600,000.
Now, 3.5 years later, Jordan is a convicted murderer, and one family is praying for that second conviction.
If you could say anything to Josh at this point, what would you tell him? My brother, I hope he's proud of me. And I hope he knows that I've never stopped fighting for him.
There's no official trial date set for the Harris County capital murder charge at this point. And of course, there's never a guarantee that a trial is going to happen. A plea deal could be reached. We also reached out to Jordan's defense attorney today.
So now he gets another break, a plea deal.
today, and we have yet to hear back. We'll keep you updated.
Ain't capital murder, they can get the death penalty in Texas, right?
I think so, yeah.
Unless they plead down.
Man, I say fuck it, man. Get the tire. Bring the tires right now. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck it.
Prosecutors say there could be more victims of two men accused of violent sexual assaults in Northwest Houston.
It's sounding more and more like serial rapists. Police say they have linked the men to at least 5 cases. This is very concerning, but we understand these suspects are behind bars for now. Troy Class is reporting for us. Troy?
Yeah, Mia, both men actually had their bonds reduced today by a judge. However, prosecutors do not believe that either man will be able to post bail. Now, the suspects are not connected, but police say that their alleged crimes follow a similar pattern. These two men, Denzel Sneed and Jaden Demouche, the suspects in what Houston police are calling a serial sexual assault investigation in the Acres Homes area. Sneed, who appeared in court this morning, arraigned on 2 counts of burglary and 2 counts of aggravated sexual assault.
Both are very similar allegations where 2 different women had left to take their kids to the bus. And during the time they were gone, the defendant entered their homes while he waited for them.
Prosecutors say when the women returned home, Sneed sexually assaulted them.
The victims did not know either of these.
Right.
Prosecutors say when the women returned home, Sneed sexually assaulted them.
The victims did not know either of these defendants. So none of the victims know either defendant Sneed or defendant Demouche.
Authorities saying it was Sneed seen on surveillance video at a victim's apartment complex. The men are charged with 5 attacks so far. Sneed for 2 assaults on August 14th and November 8th. Demouche charged for an assault on October 17th and 2 more last Friday, November 15th, when police say he was caught.
While on that same scene, officers were notified about another victim who had just reported that the same individual had just entered her apartment without her consent and then sexually assaulted her inside of her residence.
Prosecutors said Demouche confessed to 2 other assaults on October 9th and 24th, but charges haven't been filed yet. Prosecutors hoping this string of sexual assaults is put to a stop.
Certainly, it's shocking news to hear.
You getting cooked for rapes. They do though. I don't think they understand. They about to get their boots smoked.
Are these rapes or are they like fondling or just touching on them? What's going on?
They say sexual assault. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know if they rapes though.
Yo, so you got one son man out here robbing people, dunking on them. And you got these 2 protos running around, raping everything moving.
It sounds like rape. I mean, I didn't mean to say the word. My fault. Fuck.
This video been demonetized. They demonetized this video as soon as I fucking uploaded it.
Slinging, they just running around slinging unconsensual or R&B dick.
Developing news from Norfolk. We're learning more about a stabbing at a pizza restaurant off Premium Outlets Boulevard. Good evening. I'm Aisha Tolliver.
And I'm Tom Shad. This happened yesterday afternoon at Mod Pizza. Police charged 45-year-old Catherine Harper and her husband, 47-year-old Corey, with malicious wounding and brandishing a firearm. And your side's Andy Fox is live with what led up to this stabbing.
And Andy, the answer is shocking.
Yeah, Tom and Aisha, we want to point out that a lot of the information in this report could be really disturbing to hear. So we want to give you a warning about this. But the court documents show that this all began when the accused got into a heated discussion with one of the employees here over a botched order. Here's how Sunday unfolded. 2:25 p.m., Norfolk police get a report of a stabbing here at Mod Pizza on Premium Outlets Boulevard. Court documents indicate a heated argument between Catherine Harper and the male restaurant employee. She was allegedly upset over what she thought was a botched order. We went to Catherine and her husband, Corey Harper's home to get reaction from neighbors. Wayne Sarapata lives a few houses down.
Pretty quiet neighborhood, and we're all friends and neighbors and stuff here. So
I would think that's out of the character from what I know, but like I said, I know him as a neighbor.
Police say during the argument, Catherine calls husband Corey Harper to come settle the matter. He shows up, and
I'm
police say
crashed
he
out,
stabbed the
hubby.
victim several times, including a cut
Yeah,
across the.
come crash out because I'm arguing with somebody, the piece of shit husband. Come crash out, husband.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I know this shit. Your girl, whatever, dog. Man, fuck that shit, dog. Got me fucked up.
She should have called the fucking police.
Bruh, I would have called if my wife called me talking about somebody doing this. Come up here. I'll be like, if you don't bring your ass home, like, what's wrong with
Right.
you?
You
Like,
gonna stay
aren't
up in the midst of the threat. You're gonna stay up there and wait for me to
bruh, just come home, bruh.
yeah, right. Just leave.
Look,
Leave, bitch. And never go back. Like, don't even leave and come back another day. Leave and
Exactly.
never
Like,
go back.
you don't like how they treat you. We don't go there anymore. How about that's it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
told y'all. I told y'all already, man. I might be. I don't got the Sunman crash out gene in me, dog. I ain't. Niggas can't just randomly call me up to go risk my life over dumbass shit.
This is crazy. But this was her husband, so I mean he gets a break for that.
Friends and
Stop
neighbors
that
and
nigga,
stuff here,
dickhead,
so
bro.
I would think that's out of the character from what I know, but like I said, I know him as a neighbor.
Police say during the argument, Catherine calls husband Corey Harper to come settle the matter. He shows up, and police say he stabbed the victim several times, including a cut across the victim's stomach area that exposed the victim's intestines. Then police say the couple leaves the scene.
You gotta cut somebody to expose their intestines.
Yo, the wife called him, said, "Hey, baby, leave the kids at the house and come crash out, for we both end up in jail, and the kids just at home by themselves."
You're separating families, man. White man just won't stop seperating
I
families.
know, right? My pizza equal white man.
That's the phone to prison pipeline.
And listen, I get it, man. I'm a son, so it's like I got the crash out gene, but it's like my shit is like I got the crash out gene, and I also have restraint, but I do have the crash out gene.
I might
So
have
I
the crash out
understand.
gene for like my daughters. That's like, I might have that crash out gene. So I gotta watch myself on that.
I understand the feeling of like people just get you rub you the wrong way when you go into establishment. That's similar to road rage. Like when you go into an establishment and you're treated poorly, in your mind, it's similar to road rage. It's like a feeling that like it's a thing. It's an uncontrollable feeling like yo, I want retribution. And I can understand a sister. Like let me see, let's pull the sister up. Like a sister, you know what I'm saying? Like lack of control, poor impulse control, and shit like that. Arguing back and forth with the people there. The people there might have been black. You know what I'm saying? Because usually when it goes this far, it's black people behind the counter, and they may have been on their shit, their son shit. So it's like I can see how these things happen, but in retrospect, it's all so fucking retarded, man.
Yo, you crashed out over this, man. No disrespect, dog. Yo, you could have been like, bitch. I'm gonna go get me another. I'm gonna give me another goddamn NFL running back looking bitch.
Yo, her mugshot look rough, but I bet in person she probably decent,
Yeah,
Yeah,
the mugshot always got these bitches looking crazy, dog.
and they're married, so it's like they already down. They already down the road, man. Police
Yeah,
ain't don't even matter no more.
Yeah, they already locked in. It don't even matter.
Garden equipment and stuff like that. So it's like I said, this is all real news to me.
Corey Harper is charged with malicious wounding, conspiracy, and brandishing a firearm. Catherine's charged with malicious wounding. Sarah Pottas still cannot believe what happened out here at Mod Pizza.
What you read to me was quite shocking for what I know about him. So
over a pizza.
Over pizza.
They sell
Yeah,
salad.
so the couple remains in jail without bond. Their next court appearance is on
so
January.
They don't get a bond. But this is a different jurisdiction. That's
Virginia, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, all of these stories you covered tonight have been crazy, right? Think about this. You probably cover on a daily and on a regular night, like what, like 2% of the crime in the country?
Well, yeah. Nothing more than that. Yeah, no more.
Probably one, not even one, probably, bro. Think about that. Think about the relentless wave after murder after murder after robbery after robbery after
bro.
Hey.
All this wild shit, and this is just 14 hours of fucking America.
I'm telling you, man.
An arrest has been made in a mass shooting that happened early.
I know you don't believe in the galaxy eye, but that's kind of like the galaxy. Like we're looking at one speck, and if we were to look at the entire galaxy, we'd be mind blown.
You did the mass shooting in the French Quarter?
Yeah, we did that earlier.
An arrest has been made in a mass shooting that happened early Saturday morning in the Antelope Valley.
Deputies arrived to find 4 young people shot inside a home going up in flames. KTLA's Rick Chambers live outside the courthouse in Chatsworth with the latest. Rick.
Yeah, Mike, it appears that the young man who allegedly pulled the trigger may have known these victims or was in some way involved with them. Detectives say he fled the scene right after the shootings and the fire broke out, but he was quickly ID'd and then arrested just hours later and has, in fact, been in custody since the weekend. It's a grisly crime that rocked Lancaster this past Saturday. Just before 1:30 in the morning, deputies and firefighters responded to a home on North Tabler Avenue. First, shots were heard there, then the home caught fire. 4 people, all in their 20s, were pulled from that burning house. All had been shot. 3 were already dead. 1 passed later at the hospital. But first responders also found a 16-year-old girl alive inside. She'd been hiding in the home and had called 911. Now, at the time, despite the multiple murders, sheriff's homicide detectives believed that the surrounding community was in no danger.
I will say that I don't think there's a concern for the safety of the public at this time. Whatever happened in here seemed personal.
Investigators announced this evening that they had arrested 19-year-old Miguel Sandoval of Lancaster for the murders. He had either attended a party there Friday night at the home or came unannounced later and allegedly opened fire. Deputies, though, have not released a motive for the shootings. And it's still not clear at this point how the fire broke out or if Mr. Sandoval is suspected of starting it. He has, though, been charged with the 4 murders.
Okay, so we found an outlier, man.
Hombritos do it too.
Hey, you Hombritos out of control, man.
Yeah, man, look, I always said it. Hombritos do it too. I never lied.
She was 13 years old when she was deliberately run down and killed on PCH. And now Emily Shane's killer has been granted parole.
Mike Rogers, you talked to Emily's parents tonight, and they're doing everything they can to stop him from getting out.
Yeah, they really are. And that's why they are asking anybody who may have heard this story, anybody who knows the story, to reach out to the governor's office to stop this parole from officially being granted by Governor Gavin Newsom. The parole board has already done it. And this is now the second time that the parole board has granted parole for this person. I want to show you Emily's photo here. Emily, as you mentioned, was 13 years old when she was walking back from a friend's house. She was hit and killed by this person intentionally, according to investigators. That's what he was ultimately convicted of. He was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison, the maximum statutory allowed at the time. There he is. He was granted parole twice now, both times under current DA George Gascon, who has a special directive barring deputy district attorneys from attending parole hearings to help these families navigate. This family tells me that absolutely played a difference here. They went in blind. They knew nothing about the legal process of how to do this all. The second time he went in front of a parole board, he was granted parole, but Governor Gavin Newsom stepped in and reversed that decision. They're hoping this time it'll be the same.
Listen, we've been through the worst tragedy. I don't want someone else to have to go through what we've had to endure because it's the worst and it's avoidable.
Look, it's brutal. We have to relive her death. Now, it's 5 times since she died 14 years ago. It's a ticking time bomb. It's just a matter of time till the next person gets in his way and he decides to make them a victim. And that's why we're reaching out, and that's why we're so adamant that we have to keep society safe.
Yeah, now, George Gascon in the past has said it is not the DA's office place to be in those parole hearings. He says his prosecutor's job ends once the case is adjudicated, once it is prosecuted. Look, Ellen tells me she is all for reform, and if she believes that the man who killed her daughter truly reformed himself in prison, she would be all about it. She would be all about giving him that second chance to let him out. She says that simply hasn't happened. Susie, you've covered this story extensively. Michelle.
She's still saying woke shit. Free that man, bro. Free him. Free him. She's still saying woke shit. It's cool. Let him out.
Parole denied for Susan Smith. In 1994, Smith killed her 2 young boys, Michael and Alex, in Union County. She claimed they were kidnapped, but 9 days later confessed that she rolled her car into that lake with the boys inside.
Serving a sentence of life in prison, she became eligible for parole today. Ultimately, a board denied her parole unanimously. 7 News' Taylor Farmer is in Columbia with more.
How are these niggas getting parole for this wild ass shit?
It was 94. At least this girl did 30 years. I remember this is a huge story when it happened.
Taylor.
Convicted murderer Susan Smith began her statement to the parole board crying, stating that she loved her sons, Michael and Alex. Her ex-husband, David Smith, also crying, pleaded to the court, begging that they keep the woman responsible for his son's death behind bars.
Emotional.
She came pretty close to causing me to end my life because of the grief that she brought upon me.
David Smith, ex-husband of Susan Smith, stood by her side in 1994 while she lied to everyone she knew, including him. He said 30 years in prison for killing his sons is not nearly long enough. He says the emotional damage she caused him, family and friends, the community, and those around the country will never be forgotten.
Ultimately, to me, that's only 15 years per child. Her own children. It's just not enough.
David Smith says he believes Susan is still the person she was 30 years ago and says she has never expressed any remorse. Susan told the board she knows what she did was horrible.
And I would give anything if I could go back and change it. And I love Michael and Alex with all my heart.
The board asked Smith about getting in trouble several times while behind bars. They asked her if she is not following the rules inside their institution, why would she follow the rules in the outside world?
I know I made a lot of mistakes in here, and I have learned from them. And before this last infraction had been 10 years, because I grew up and I knew that I needed to stop making dumb decisions.
More than 10 people stood in front of the committee asking members to not fall for Smith's lies, as many people did 30 years ago, and asking them to not grant her parole.
I know she wants a chance to be free after only serving 30 years. No.
Punishment has not been achieved yet, and so I would ask you to deny parole.
Yo, keep that.
To help give this family some peace. It would be best if Susan stayed behind bars and stay in prison for the rest of her life.
She should never be released. She should not be released now. his hopes and dreams were dashed. I hope you dash hers today and every 2 years hereafter.
Thank you so much. Smith was not granted parole. The board denied that unanimously. She will have another chance to make her case in 2026 after 3 years of her eligible for parole every 2 years. Live in Columbia, Taylor Farmer, 7 News.
Man, salute to Alio, man. Any final thoughts?
Not a day off. They don't take a day off.
Yeah, man. Salute to you. Another great show. Salute to everyone that participated in the panel. Yeah, man. Thanks for allowing me to express my hatred of these ends to the best of my Sunman ability. I hope that I hope these guys have you know a special sex dungeon in hell waiting for him with Satan and his little helper so he can spit roast them once they get down there. Have a great night, y'all.
Same black time, same black channel.